And my webcam's not working. There we go. Ooh, wasn't that difficult? Alright, how we doing? Hello, hello. Alright, we're gonna go into Rex versus Persville to start the day. And get this underway, started off, and get into some action. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for joining us early. Sorry, I'm just a little bit distracted. We'll get into this in a moment, as we are obviously on new ladder maps as well. Monday and Wardi, thank you so much, Scorpion SD3, for the tier 2. 7 months resub, appreciate it. Yes, back for hopefully a full week of StarCraft 2. We have a Wardi TV tournament we're going to run qualifiers for tomorrow on Wednesday. That'll be announced later today. And that's basically what's going on. Obviously, I've been kind of away the last week. Just Pig's tournament kind of overlaps heavily into when I usually stream, and it goes on quite a long time. A couple of days I was sat there waiting to go live. And Pig's tournament just never ended. It just kept going, and by the time it ended, I was like, man, there's just no point. I don't have enough time. So, last week was a bit of a weird one. But we're back this week. Obviously, the next couple of months in general are going to be a little bit hectic because it's going to be absolutely jam-packed, full of StarCraft 2. In terms of other events, there's a lot of other larger events going on and taking place right now. So, considering that, we will be just trying to run Wardi stuff whenever we can. We'll not be running any of our bigger events, but obviously they will come because there's going to be a lot of downtime after EWC again, I imagine. They will come later in the year. But we still have some stuff planned, like we're going to be running an event in the next couple of weeks, for example. We're going to be doing some GSL GSL replay streams and stuff as well, so we got stuff planned. You guys will be able to sit here and enjoy StarCraft. And obviously we've got the Wardi TV Mondays as well. We might be making a little bit of an edit to the prize pool of the Wardi TV Mondays. Not this month, but maybe next month we'll take the prize money down for a month or two, just because I think less people are going to be participating in the build-up to EWC, etc. So we might just have to adjust for that as well. Anyways, that's really giving you guys a whole life story. How about we get into some games of StarCraft 2 and just enjoy some action? In the top right-hand side, to start us off on Wardi TV Mondays 34, this is Rex. And he's taking on the blue Terran in the bottom left-hand side, Persville, as we get underway with our first matchup of the day right here, right now. And it is going to be multi-Ranks Reaper. 2 Ranks Reaper to start us off. Thank you, Scaffler, coming in for the 3-month resub as well. Welcome back, and thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Time to sub. We've been away for a week. We can't get the sub out, you know, out in the first 10 minutes of streaming after being away for a week, you know? Ay. We're not that sellout. Man, you guys want to hear something that really sucks? So obviously I did do one stream last week, which was after the Wardi TV Mondays, which was the GSL. I did the GSL qualifiers, right? And a little bit of the motivation behind that was because I had a sponsorship to do. I had a Twitch bounty, and usually Twitch bounties pay out based on viewership. And I've never read this because it's never happened, but apparently if you don't hit a minimum amount of viewership, you don't get paid anything. So, like, it's like a scaling payout, but, like, if you hit, like, if you hit below 35% of the max viewership, you get nothing. So I failed my bounty. I failed a sponsorship. Like, what? I failed the sponsorship. So I went live on Friday. I mean, it was fun GSL games, don't get me wrong, but we went live. We needed to average, like, 460 viewers, and we averaged, like, 430. And we got paid not. I was like, oh my god. This was so devastating to me. I had no idea. Alright, it wasn't like the biggest payday in the world, but I was like, god damn it. Feels bad to fail. Yeah. You know when we say stick around, it helps? If 20 more people had listened, we would have had an extra Wardi TV Monday funded. Instead, we have nothing. Yeah, actually crazy. Yeah, I had no idea that was a thing. Now I realize that now I think Twitch bounties are scams. But, I mean, I've made a lot of Twitch bounties, so I guess I can't really complain. Just, yeah. God, I was shocked, I was horrified. It was my fault, because if I'd accepted it, like, a day later, like 5 hours later even, I would have been able to do it today after the Monday event, but I accepted it too soon. Because I was scared it was going to disappear. So I rushed to accept it, didn't think about when I was going to... It was a whole thing. Anyways, little rant, because, you know... Yeah, well, you know what? Next time that we actually have a Twitch bounty, I'm going to use this as the point of, like, you guys should stick around for 10 minutes, because you could make the difference between however much money and 0. I actually couldn't believe it. Unbelievable. Alright, anyways, these Reapers kind of get in, they kill 2 drones, but you give up the Reapers as well, which is not exactly ideal. That doesn't really feel like what you're aiming for here, so not exactly what we're looking for, I would say. As now Roaches and Lings come across the map from Rex, we'll see how much he can do with these coming across to the other side over these next few moments. We all need a good rundown again. Well, yes, and you know what it is? I went to Helen and I was like, oh my god, I failed the bounty. And you know, she was just like, well, you know, at least you got, you know, at least you went live and you did a little stream and you know, casted those. I was like, that's not the point! This stream was purely motivated by the fact that I was going to do the bounty, and we failed. I was like, I don't need to hear the good news. I want to hear someone that says, God, Wardi, that sucks. That's a disgrace. I needed the vehement, not the positive reinforcement. These roaches, man, they got a reactor. They're now going to get the tech lab that's building combat shield. So this little roach attack's doing well. Hellions are on the other side as well, got the few drones. And now the roaches and queens will look to be there as part of the defense against this medevac. And they will defend, but we lose a queen, so a little bit of pinging and ponging for the moment. As the hive comes up, drones, link speed, and the carapace upgrade coming through as well. And we get ourselves up onto hive. 44 worker hive time. Yeah, a very late third base. Rex definitely doing something a bit funky. Hive before ling speed. Now, obviously, he made some roaches, but it does look as though he's gonna. I mean, how many roaches are we gonna keep building? I suppose is maybe a better question. At least from Marines coming across, chasing oversee, a couple changelings we could grab there as well. Make some easy pickings if we want to get them. Yeah, a bit of a wild game, bit of a wild situation to start us off. Obviously, he did lose a few drones as well, so that's kind of part of the reason why the numbers are a little bit off from typical expectations. Marines get underneath, the overload goes down, roaches and lings gather up, and a few Marines will unload from the medevacs. And that's 10 more roaches and the link speed coming through as well, so we bring all those roaches and that link speed online. And these Marines and medevacs going to go around the left-hand side. I'm just going to get rid of a bit more creep. Persville with good map control at the moment. I mean, can Rex make this happen off of what is just some very fast Vipers? Are they going to be useful enough to kind of justify their investment in these early stages? I do not know. That is a very good question. As these few roaches step up, again, +1 attack, the combat shield coming up as well. So we are going to be seeing Persville just sitting here on the 5 barracks. He has a 3rd CC floating over, so just ready to kind of pump out some units. And with combat shield now finishing, maybe time to go a little bit. Does he have a 2nd engineering bay? He does. So you'll start +2, +1, instead of just the +1 or so. He will get double upgrades going now. There's a few Ravagers morph in, and that +2 carapace comes up from Rex. Maybe a drop in his main base, obviously still playing the roaches, so a little bit more susceptible drops, a little bit less mobile on that army than what you might typically be expecting to be used to. This is a pretty good defense, though. The Parasite Bomb's going to get the full medevac as well. A few Marines got onto the low ground from that medevac, and a couple of them actually got away in another medevac as well, but pretty disastrous moment for Persville. That drop got shut down so hard. Rex is going to be very happy with that, as now Lings... Well, that's going to get shut down so hard. Persville's going to be very happy with that. Really a game of giving and taking, as they're both taking turns in kind of having some successes and then having some not so hot moments. Down to 1 Viper, so yeah, we lost a Viper as well. That Viper needs to get some energy going to be useful here too. If it doesn't do that, then it's going to be kind of just a sit and duck, not really doing much of anything. There is that Ultra Cavern and Baneling Nest on the way down from Rex as well. Rex just needs to build like 20 drones, honestly. I mean, I get it, his 4th base is late, so maybe he doesn't need it just yet, but like, if he just holds down the drone key for like 3 seconds, and then does everything from there, I feel like he'd be in such a better spot. They run by a shutdown as Persville leads a lot of his tanks back at home. So once just this Roach Ravager loses the Viper, Parasite Bomb goes down, but yeah, Viper dies as Persville just dives in with those Marines, gets the Viper snipe, takes that out of the game, and yeah, that's a fun little moment for sure, as you know, a couple of Queens looking to try and drop down some creep again. The rest of the Marines on the bottom side setting up as well. Medivacs overhead. So 3 dead Vipers as we have a couple of creep teamers now going down too. Just going to get a couple grabs on those. The Ling Roach Ravage going to turn around again. Marines taking damage. +2 attack finishing soon, +1 vehicle weapons is on the way in as the rest of the Marines will unload from the Medivacs also. So we just get that unload going. All the Lings are down the bottom side again. I mean, Rex has had multiple attempts of running by, and I don't think he's really killed anything yet with these run-bys. Like, he killed a Marine or 2 here, sure, but these Lings pretty much all do just go down. Running straight into bio units that kind of sat waiting for you really will just kind of put a bit of a dampener on the moment. So you can see our Marines still stepping forward, and we do have our Ling Roach Ravager trying to come across to deal with it. Again, we're on our way to the better army. One the way to Ultras, one the way to the Baneling Nest and Banelings as well. So, yeah, we will see where we go. As a few Marines just going to launch themselves up onto this hatchery. And adrenal glands coming through. That Baneling Speed, Overlord Speed, both coming up. +3 Carapace, a part of that as well. Marines are going to load back into the Medivacs. Going to retreat back down that right-hand side. We still have Marines and Medivacs in the center joined up. Tank's going to move across as well. Still got the adrenal glands coming about, +3 carapace coming through, a couple of Banes getting grabbed, Ghosts coming up, the Marines coming over, the rest of the Bioforce is going to hit there as a couple of Roaches get turned the other way. Vipers still being forced to cross over that right-hand side, and I feel like Rex has had a lot of okay moments in this game, but then he's just hitting a lot of moments which are just not quite good enough as well. It's been a bit of a crazy one for him so far, as now our Roach Ravager gets up to the top side, and the rest of the Bio moves into the center. Lib siege up, Ling's going down. Continue our push into the upper right as this hatchery will be taking a bit of a beating. Rex, I don't think, can keep that alive. Maybe with the Ultras out, though, maybe that is his opportunity to take some better fights. This Ghost available, though, from Persville. Like, Persville's made his way into a very good later stage army now. And that's becoming very apparent here over the next few moments that he's going to have, I think, honestly, some very good fights in him in the upcoming minutes. So, yeah, liking where Persville is at currently. And there's a few Roaches here going down. Don't think they were necessarily ones that were going to end up missing or anything, so they will just fall. And yeah, the +3 attack on the way. Add a couple of Marauders into this. Starport and the Fusion Core coming online as well. Scan up into that main base. Oh, as you can see, right? I mean, we're already on the hive. Unless you're trying to spot different incoming tech, like maybe a Spire on the way down, looking for like a later game transition, but I feel like we've barely even stepped into the later stages in the first place as Rex, and only really 4 bases that are being allowed. Any sort of transition towards Broodlords or something, I think, would be an extremely hopeful idea more than anything else right now. I don't think there's ever really any good parts to that, as a couple of Ghosts here will be there, a couple of Queens going down already. I think Bane Ultra coming around the top. I just get rid of a little bit more creep, and we do have ourselves the Ling of Bane once again coming about. We're going to see a couple of tanks are falling pretty much immediately as well. Going to dive straight on through, and we are going to just send this. Ultra still chasing. The Ghost still taking damage. It's a pretty good chase down by Rex, but it still feels like we've got a lot of supply available from Persville. He saves those Ghosts. He needs to just unload them in a safe place, and should be able to find a defense, right? Especially with a wall off like this one. I mean, these Ultras should get sniped down. I don't think they should really have been sticking around once those Medivacs begin to unload. 16 SCVs do drop, but here's the issue I think Rex has had all game, is that he's never been rich. You know, he's never had an amazing economy behind everything in this game, and without that amazing economy, he's in this kind of a position where, you know, he has some money to rebuild here, but he's also missing injects. But even then, even if he spent all his money, it's like that's one rebuild, and that's about all he's got, which is not really enough. You usually want to go for something a little bit more than that, so a bit of a rough one for sure. Let's just have our +3 armor coming up, +2 vehicle weapons. continue to be brought into play. Persville still, to me, progressing into the better and better, safer and safer, and soon to be winning position in this best of 3. Game number 1 as a couple more snipes come down. And, like, this army of Rex, I think that's the thing all game long, is that the army of Rex has never really ended up anywhere successful. Like, all the run-bys didn't really do much. This army got pretty close to killing the planetary, but only got 6 SCVs, maybe a couple more at the end, 8 SCVs. And that was a big commitment right from the Zerg as well, threw everything in there, snipes on the Vipers as they try to escape, push back some of this creep spread, and that's going to make it even more difficult for Rex in the future once this creep is gone. As, you know, there's actually a lot of creep right here. Scan right there might get pretty much all of it if you position it well. Maybe the kind of approach we need right now is, well, we are going to work our way through this hatchery right side. That's one of the issues for Rex too. They say missing injects, but obviously no 5th hatchery means a lack of production and a lack of future mining as well, so that 5th base being denied on repeat has been an issue for him. Drops up top, cleaned up. Persville still sitting 170 supply and still looking comfortable here in this opening game of the best of 3. Do you think it's going to be our Terran player to take the 1-0 lead? Persville has been looking good lately, honestly. A couple of times we've seen him. We watch him quite a lot in the early matches on a Monday. It doesn't often come in with a super high seed, but is one of those players we expect can sometimes challenge some of the stronger players, so he's a very fun player to watch in the first round, hence we end up in his games a lot of the time in the first match or 2 of the day when these open cups come about. Bane Ultra gathering together once more. Still got ourselves a couple lings sitting beneath the Overseer. +3 attack, +3 armor coming through, and +2 vehicle weapons coming online as well. Still have Ultras, Lings making their way to the upper left-hand side into the center. We're going to push through for a bit of creep spread. Divine firing, getting a few Zerglings. And again, the Ultras and the Lings still gather up. The Ghosts and the CC's coming online. I mean, I don't know if Persville needs to play as passively as he is here. To be fair, he's knocked down a 5th base, and he's keeping drops active enough on the map to you know, make plays onto other bases too. So I don't know if he's been that passive. As the hatchery goes down, yeah, I don't say he's been that passive. He's just doing a lot of investing into his future as well, which is not a bad thing. He's guaranteeing that his lead continues to be a lead he can sit on for the rest of this game, even if it goes another 10 minutes. Which I'd like to say is maybe unnecessary for it to go that long, but it's not like Persville's making moves here that's losing him the game. I don't even, like, it's not like he's giving Rex time. If he was sat back and let Rex take 2 expansions and drawn up to 80 or so without anything happening, then sure. It's clearly just not the case of these Ghosts. Really find a chance to snipe down these Ultras. They were pretty slow in getting the snipes initially, which is why this has become a troubling scenario. They finally got their snipes off. This was simply just a case of those Ghosts had the Ultras too close to them to be able to stop and snipe, and that meant that actually they were kind of dead units for a little bit there, but when they did snipe, they killed everything.
Replay saved.
Replay saved, Smix, okay. Close my Light. Oh, you can see I've been making replay packs and all sorts, huh? Unbelievable. The streamer actually making replay packs for the supporters of the stream. Never heard of this before. Alright guys, a couple of moments we'll get into game 2. Thank you Danny Le Veteran for the 34-month resub. Always good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for the 34 months of resubscribing. Super appreciate it. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Alrighty. How we doing, guys? How's everyone feeling this fine Monday afternoon or morning or evening, depending on where you are in the world? Let me know what's up. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know if you've been up to anything fun the last few days. Obviously, I've not been up to date with you guys for a week or so. So let me know what's up. And, yeah, excited to obviously bring you guys through the Wardi TV Mondays today. And then, like I say, we're going to be doing some qualifiers tomorrow and Wednesday for Wardi TV May, which will just be like one of the smaller Wardi TV events, like $1,000 or so. And, yeah, obviously, we do have the Wardi TV 2025 series as a part of all of this as well. We're still crowdfunding for that. Obviously, I've been away for a week, so it's been a bit quiet, but we need to get back on the train because we've got some work to do. So if you want to check out the Wardi TV 2025 series crowdfunder, do !2025 in the chat. We are raising funds to be able to fund as much StarCraft 2 as we can this year. We're looking to put more prize money up for players, get more players involved, and just run some better and bigger events. And so if you want to support all of that, you can !2025 in Twitch chat, in YouTube chat. It will give you the link to the Indiegogo page where you can support if you do so wish. 100% of pledges will go to the pockets of players. Yo, Snuggle Bunny 74, thank you so much for the 5-month resub on the Prime. Keeping SCT alive. Thanks for all you do, Wardi. Thank you so much for supporting it. And as always, it's not possible without your guys' support. I'm sure on and on about it, but I feel like we've already said part of that a good amount lately. Any highlights for me from the Pigsty 7? I didn't watch. I took a full week off StarCraft. Like I went live to cast the GSL qualifier on Friday because I had the sponsorship thing, but I haven't watched any StarCraft or anything. This might come as a bit. So this is a twofold thing. So A, my life basically revolves around StarCraft. So when it comes to actually having time off, watching StarCraft is not always one of the things that I find love and joy in, right? Because like I just watch so much StarCraft anyway, you know what I mean? And the other thing is actually a lot of the time when I just watch StarCraft, it doesn't... I guess I've trained my brain to cast when I watch StarCraft, right? So when I'm just watching StarCraft, this might not make sense. But when I'm just watching StarCraft, my brain gets bored quickly because it's like, well, aren't we meant to be like, you know, talking and observing and like reading Twitch chat? And like my brain's so ready to do so many things that just watching StarCraft doesn't really do it, you know. Now I do obviously I put StarCraft streams on a lot in the background, but Pigs Tournament is typically when I'm working, or Pigs Tournament was basically over when I would typically stream myself, and so it wasn't really like time where I was just sat around chilling still, you know. So it wasn't like it was in the evening, so I just put it on in the background. So yeah, I just haven't watched TLDR. So I checked the results, I kept up to date with stuff, some cool results, but yeah, I didn't actually get to watch any games. I know, isn't that crazy? This freaking streamer, he doesn't even like StarCraft 2. He's asking for all your money, doesn't even watch the games. Ay. Spend the week day drinking and yelling at youths from his porch. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I couldn't even tell you what I did last week. it was really a week full of nothing. What did we do? On Tuesday, I went to an appointment for my suit for my wedding. So that was Tuesday. Yep. What else did I do? See, this is what I mean. Like Wednesday, I was gonna have off because I just think I decided to give myself Wednesday off, so I just kind of chilled on Wednesday. Thursday, well, Thursday was the day I sat there planning to stream, and then it never came about because Pigs Tournament went on for too long. And Friday was the day I did stream. And then Saturday, I took Saturday and Sunday off because on Saturday we went out for my mum's birthday. And so me and Helen went somewhere in the morning, and then we went for my mum's birthday meal in the evening. And then on Sunday, yesterday I did some wedding stuff. That was my week. Yeah, yesterday I did some wedding stuff. Will Ellie get a wedding suit? No, she's gonna get a wedding lead. So she's gonna have a pretty lead apparently. My mum said she was going to make it, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah. That's pretty much where we're at. That was my week. Exciting, right? Thrilling. Thrilling. Super exciting. Yeah, it really felt like I did nothing. But sometimes that's good. Sometimes you forget how re-energizing it can be to kind of take a break and then come back and then talk about StarCraft without having talked about StarCraft every day for the last 28 days, you know? I felt this on Friday when I did the GSL qualifier cast. I was like, man, all these games are really fun. I was like, actually, these games were pretty mediocre. But they felt very fun because I hadn't watched StarCraft in a couple of days, you know? So yeah, TLDR. When I take a break, I really do take a break. I step away completely. There we go. This was a very long story for someone that didn't even really ask the question. You know, these Marines are going to get healed up in the healing shrine. Persephone actually continuing to get some love. I love that we've got an actual healing shrine on the ladder. God, there's so many YouTube commenters who are going to be furious about this. God, I read so many YouTube comments when we, there was the games where Clem, you know, you guys remember that one day where everyone decided to use the healing shrine? It was like Clem against Rogue and stuff. I uploaded a couple of those games and man, the YouTube comments were absolutely livid. How dare they put something like this on a StarCraft map? What? Do they not see that this is why StarCraft 2 is dying? I've never seen something so ridiculous. Oh my god, I was about to go and play ladder, but this makes me realize I don't ever want to touch ladder again. Honestly, it was incredible. Every excuse under the sun. I got so much interaction. My YouTube viewership genuinely went up because people were so mad about this healing shrine being used. That people interacted so much, it suggests my video to more people. It was crazy. So next time I'm going to put the healing shrine like dead center. This is going to be my my new thumbnail. The healing shrine. Be like, wow, this object on the map is so OP? Question mark, question mark. I'm going to make millions. I'm going to make millions. It's going to be crazy. Well, maybe not millions. I'm going to make tens upon tens of dollars over this thumbnail. Hate watching Israel. People just are like so like anti anything new, you know? You don't like healing shrines but you can't see Kalawich? Well, that's what I mean! By the way, he just stimmed his entire army into the healing shrine. What is he doing? And he stims again, so he's gonna have a preemptively stimmed army that's full HP. Oh my god, it's so sick! That was such a cool play! That was genuinely very cool. And this is really smart as well because he's sending the medevacs away, so the medevac energy is not being used. Instead, he's just using the healing shrine to keep his units on high HP. It's actually really sick from Persville. He's actually playing the healing shrine very well. I love that he pre-stimmed in the shrine, got healed up, and then actually got used out of that stim against the Zerg army. That's so funny. Thing's going to run forward here. A few Banes are going to waddle up because Bane speed is a few moments from being finished. Acceleration zones will make them feel like they can roll, but boy, are they going to get speedy once they get the Bane speed and that acceleration zone action underway at the same time. The other way out down to the bottom just for a few moments. But yeah, it is crazy how passionate people get about certain things. Because I'm with you, like, well, I guess I get passionate about weird things too, so maybe I'm not one to talk. So I guess I'll just shut my mouth and talk about the game instead, because Persville is continuing to press up onto the map. The Lingbane Ravager coming through. Gonna knock some rocks down here to remove the flanking potential. Always good for a Terran to have, you know, less ways in which the Zerg can wrap around your army. Big Biostim still coming through. The Roaches, Lings, and Ravagers splitting up. A few more Banelings going to finish here. And continue to spread this army out. The Marines are going to continue through. The Banelings are trying to crash forward. Those Banes are going to connect in. Corrosive Vials going down. Siege tanks are getting grabbed. Press the Bio unloading once more. The Ling Bane getting turned back over to the right-hand side. Medevacs lift up, they're going to go boosting, and obviously again keeping active here. Just very busy stuff from Persville. The Lings are going to run forward, they're going to go after a couple of siege tanks. It's a better run by than what we had in the previous games, but I still don't think it's enough here from Rex, who is, don't get me wrong, he's not dead in this game, but like it doesn't feel good for him. Old Cavern only just on the way up, he's down in supply, the work account is struggled once again, same as the last game. I feel like both games, if he could have fixed his work count a little bit sooner, he could have had a much better time and a much better setup, so... Kyle steps forward, the Ling Bane stepping back. Push up here, a couple queens going down. These queens are just trying to place creep and they're just getting themselves sacrificed. Not exactly ideal. Fire coming over, the couple tanks set up as well. A couple of Banes are going to crash in and these Marines are going to split backwards. The Viper overhead The Lings and the Banes still coming across. A couple of those Banelings going down. The rest of the Lings taking damage. A couple more corrosive vials. You see our Ling Roach Ravages continuing across down this right-hand side. The Marine's going to get chased into a healing zone. Rex kind of pushes this back, but at the end of the day, pushing this back is not exactly, you know, the be-all and end-all, because there's another army coming. There's more siege tanks involved. Persville still has that supply lead for the moment. He definitely still has the advantage here, overall, I would say. Medivacs peel out over to that right-hand side. It's just going to end up going up the right and unloading onto a couple of these creep humans already. It's just going to get some grabs. Things and Roach is going to bat. The Marine step back, load back into the Medivacs once again. Three upgrades coming up on the engineering base. The brazen tanks building. Ultra Bane, Ling drone. Three creep humans as well. Tanks is going to knock down a couple of the Crypt Humans, and like I say, we're just taking position here as Persville and continue to step forward. More corrosive vials coming down. And a couple of those Banes get knocked before they even turn into fight. We have got our first Ghost here. They're going to snipe down the first Ultralisk. They actually didn't get all the snipes off, though. And actually, multiple Ultras here are going to succeed. There's not enough Ghost and not enough Bio. And Persville kind of gets caught a little bit too out on the map for what he really has. A couple Libs going to siege up now, a tank as well. Link's coming from the other side, though. And Persville continues to take bad fights here, unfortunately. Not having a good time at the moment. Wow, great pushback from Rex, who kind of just got to a tech stage that his opponent was not quite ready to deal with. And Persville should have been sitting back and reinforcing his tech still, not being out on the map. And Rex is actually going to continue all the way across this other side. Is that good enough to... I mean, does the game come to a close here? Because Persville's in trouble. Like, Rex is on top of his base. He pushes back and he gets a little bit of rebuild time. That would be huge for him. Could do with a couple new ghosts. Get some energy back on the ghost that still survived through this as well would be good. I'm trying to press out and we'll find a few of the Ravagers. But yeah, a couple of ghosts come in. They're going to snipe as well. And the Ravagers on their own aren't exactly the most powerful of units either. So they're not having the best moment right there. Persville lives, he pulls back, just trying to find some efficiency during this as the Ravagers and the single Ultra especially, I think, doing a lot of work in this. Fire going back the other direction. And yeah, Ultra's 3-3 coming through. It's not quite there yet. Who is spamming me on Discord? 10 different people. I see. Alright, a little bit of bio coming through. Creep Humans going down. The drones getting picked away at. It's going to be seen our Queen. It's going to be going down. The Ultra's still stepping over. Need to fire through for the moment here. A couple Overseers moving about. The Lings go back up that right-hand side. Still a pretty hefty Zerg army in the grand scheme of things at the moment. Here's some of the Lings going to go around the other way. Lings getting grabbed over on the left side. The Banes, the Ultra still charging through. 6 SCVs going down currently. Couple of those Libs sieging up again. We push the Ultras back out the other direction. And yeah, we have got ourselves the Medivacs and tanks and plus 2 vehicle weapons. Rex is just struggling to take future fights. Like, I mean, it just came to this point where he had some good moments, but it's now fading away from him that little bit. He needs to try to get back on track. A few more Banes wolfing in. The Bio going to step away as well. And Rex is kind of running into tanks and Libs. And the thing is as well, I think Rex's army is very powerful at one moment here, but it's definitely kind of passing that point as well. So definitely get into a little bit of a rougher state as the Bio on the top. Going to get through, knock down the hatchery, take that down. Survivors coming through, and Planetary Fortress is going to go and get grabbed as well. Still got the ultras and the blings coming about. SL turrets coming down as well as the army. I just don't see Rex breaking back through this side of the map again. I feel like he took a great fight before, but that already was a bit of a miracle. Fine moves up. A couple of those queens trying to spread creep here as Persville just takes the chance to dive on in and start putting some work through. Again, a couple of snipes coming down. The Bane getting chased back. The Medivacs! A couple of low HP is there. As the Fungal comes down, getting a good grab. The Banes are going to be able to connect as the Ultras continue to charge through as well. Blings are still chasing. And that is going to be honestly another decent fight from Rex as Persville is struggling to take fights himself, but then I feel like we get over here, and it feels like here's the sort of position where Persville might sort of fight back, but I guess he doesn't actually have enough on the ground at all. Like, where is his army? He just doesn't have any. Like, it's just so many medevacs that are taking up this army supply, because he's got army supply, his army seems to be non-existent. Crazy. Again, the Marine tank Ghost production continues as Persville is finally up against the Zerg as well, who is at this point 89 workers, right? So the drone count is much higher than it has been, and that's going to give Rex a helping hand in terms of just continuing to fire these, armies across the map and trying to get things done. And credit to Rex, because the introduction of those couple of infestors definitely helped him find another fight. I didn't think he was going to be finding much of a fight in those sort of scenarios, but got there as the Ultras here just going to go for a few SCVs. Army supply is still in Persville's favor, but a long way to go there. Obviously, army supply is one thing. I mean, if Rex keeps attacking in with less army supply, though, because like it was fine when he had a lot of Ultras and a couple of infestors, but now he doesn't really have much of anything. I think he's getting over-eager on the previous fight, realizing, hey, I did pretty well here. Maybe I can keep that going. It's not really much of a factor as the Wing Bane Ultra moves around the right side. Spire coming through from Rex, so trying to find some future tech as just a Liberator here that's just killing units. Take that, free shots. Drop play from Persville going up the left-hand side and ended up into the main base, so trying to find something over here. As the Queen going down. Those medevacs just regather. Medevacs up through the top. Gonna come around the corner there. Ling Ultra gonna sit underneath. Medevac still on the move again. Just gonna see the tank Ghost Liberator continue to come out as well. So continue to bring that over for the moment. Bring that on the way. Just going to be firing. Shots coming about. Just going to be having our Ultras, Banes continuing through the Ghosts. Need to get their snipes off here. They weren't really far enough back though, so the Banes are able to close the distance already. A couple of Banes going to hit this mineral line. That might take out enough SCVs that we don't have a repair on that planetary. Those Ghosts still running for a corner, trying to get away. Just going to have to lift up in the end as the planetary could maybe target fire down one low HP Ultra. Doesn't happen though. Maybe could have been a cool little something. As Ghost on the low ground actually will get some of the snipes off. Trying to pull units into Liberator range. Any shots you can get on this army will help. And Persville just can't take a fight to save him at all here. It's crazy because Rex was the player who couldn't take fights early in the game. Persville has not been able to find a single fight where these Ghosts have actually been able to fire their snipes off cleanly. 30 SCVs going down. Recovery is going to get tougher for Persville, but his current standing army is still pretty decent. Like, it's still pretty respectable. I guess Corruptor's coming up and going to start taking down some of the Liberators, though. I mean, he has money to spend, Persville, and if he spends that money, he can stay in this game at least a little bit longer. Tanks and ghosts come through. I'm just going to see the lings and the rest gathering up on that left-hand side. A few more shots coming about here. Ghosts still gather together as well. Just 3 vehicle weapons coming over. Marine Marauder tank coming through. The missile turret coming in. You're going to see those Marines continue to go and knock their way through this rock tower. It's just going to knock the rocks down. A couple more of those creep tumors continue to get cleaned up for the moment. This Ling's still going to go move. Angling Bane coming about. Bioforce going to fight. Couple of ghosts pulling back once again. Tank shots are good across all of those Lings. On the left-hand side, 13 SCVs going down as the Ultras go chomping. That's the Lings gathering. Ultras joining up. I think Persville's army is still 130 to 113. So he's got about a 15-20 army supply lead. The difference right now is that Persville lost a lot of his mining, right? So persistence and staying in this is going to become a whole new challenge for Persville. And obviously Rex's bases have gone a little bit untouched because Persville's not been able to win onto the other side of the map for quite some time, so not being able to succeed over there. Libs tank and the Ghost coming through. Ling's coming across as well. But a Bion just going to go running across there as a couple of corruptors get turned around. As you see the couple of missile turret shots helping to try and zone those back and so on. I'm just going to get rid of another Zergling or so, just put right underneath, trying to free up space for the CC to land so we can get as many mining bases as possible. Rex's army's gathered up. Again, it feels like he shouldn't be able to do very well with the army supply difference, but let's see. It's a massive flood of Lings. If these ghosts can get away and just fire onto the Ultras for a few moments and just snipe, but he just cannot, for the life of him, find that ability. Again, just the Lings chasing the ghosts so far back and just having no way to get them kind of to safety, and now the Ling Bane just led straight into this natural. Where is the army supply of Persville across the map hitting a hatchery? Okay, I mean, I guess that's some of it, but geez, like, it's kind of wild, no? Like, his army supply is up there, it's just he looks like completely outmatched in each and every trade. In this case, I actually think him being across the map is going to cost him big time, because if he wasn't across the map there, I actually think he would have had a much better time. And then maybe he actually has a chance for the Ghost to snipe if the Bio can actually hold up against the Ultras for a few moments as well. Could have maybe been a big factor, but alas, here we are. Ling's going to continue through the refinery. He's going to see the Bio coming across, chase down a couple of Ultras. Corruptors and Lings, Extractors all coming through. That gold base getting mining. Ling Bane Ultra gathering together as well. As our army regathers up the right side. A couple drones going to jump into the Extractors again as we resettle ourselves in this game too. 25 minutes in Persephone. Opening series of the day, by the way, guys. Round of 32 action. By the time we're done here, we might be skipping our way straight into a round of 8 matchup because this has been a very long couple of games, and now we're going to be going to a game 3, it seems, as Rex is going to be in the main base of Persville. And there is the GG. We will tie up and go 1-1 between Persville and Rex. This opening series turning into quite the banger. Is there anything in the round of 16 we'd like to cast? I think that's probably all starting anyway. Yeah, let's just stick with this, guys. We'll do Rex Persville game 3. And we'll see where we're at in terms of picking a matchup from there as well. Maybe then we'll skip into something. And so on and so forth. So that's where we're at. That's roughly where we are. And we will get back on track, guys. Game number 3 of Persville and Rex coming through in a couple of moments. Did Persville have too much supply in Ghosts? No, I think he just didn't have the rest of his bio army where it needed to be, and he was never really super defensively set up. He was always taking a fight, and he was like kind of in an open space, or like not utilizing chokes, or just kind of like caught off guard. Like he was just never able to get the ghost far enough away to make anything happen. Alright, jumping into ley lines here in a couple of moments as we get into game number 3 of this series. It's been a bit of a banger so far. A special guest Ellie here. I was gonna try and get a little cheeky video of her sleeping, but then she woke up. Hello, baby. What do you think I have that you want? Because you don't usually sit there. So you must think I have something. She's like, no. I'm just gonna sit here. With my drink. You can see her blinking in the corner of the camera. In the top right hand side, our red Zerg player here is going to be Rex. Taking on in the bottom left, our blue Terran player, Persville. The eyes peeping above the bottom of the frame, yeah. It's actually really perfectly placed for her to just look heckin' cute in the corner. Completely unintentional, but a good outcome. Hatch custom pool coming through, and again the orbital and the Reaper coming about. We will see ourselves the SDV from Persville just going across the map for the moment. Just going to get straight over there. And into position in the early stages. Yo, what's up, Bakery Sakes? Thank you so much for the 3-month resub. Woof woof! And pass that one on to Ellie. She just left though, so she can't translate anymore, unfortunately. And thank you so much, Growlung. How you doing? 15-month resub on the Prime. Thanks for all the subs today, guys. Thanks for all the Primes. Thanks for all the support, as always. If you're enjoying the stream early, get those likes and subscribes in on YouTube. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. As our Reaper comes over and gets on the move. So just going to take a little bit of a journey. And Lang Speed coming up, couple Queens on the way, CC in the factory coming up as well. Just going to see those Lings. Just going to go after the Reaper. Again, a couple CCs continuing through. Factory on the way about. Getting that underway. Gonna shoot, Reaper taking damage, Hatchery. Sitting on the third base is the Lings and the Queen. And jump up straight into trouble. Reaper getting turned around with immediate effect and getting pushed out of there, so might get shut down for the moment. Still got the link speed coming through, the orbital command coming online. Helene and SCV being added on as well. The grenade gonna drop down, the Queen's gonna get chased over to the side. Moves over again. Link speed coming about. A couple of Overlords and the Queen coming up. Hatchery on the way. Starport about to finish. CC finishing soon. And again, Helene's and the SCVs will continue to come about here for the next few moments. Reaper and the 2 Hellions will go after those Queens, so Queen's going to take some damage. Banshee and Hellions coming up, cloaking on the way. We have ourselves the order command morphing into the main base. We continue to bring that about. The tech lab comes up on the barracks. And then Banshee, Hellions, and the cloaking all continue to come over here for a few moments. Queen's coming through, the drones on the way out. Two Hellions and the Reaper just peeling off to the side. Another couple of Hellions coming over too. Well, the Hellions and the Reaper just going to move forward. There's a couple of creep teamers going down pretty much immediately, so some damage dealt. We got a hatchery to the top side, 4th base, coming straight up over here. Some good movement early, right? Just the Hellions poking, looking for their opportunities, seeing if there's openings and gaps. We saw some pretty funky builds last couple of games from Persville with 2 racks Reaper. Last game he went like double CC, he went CC first into triple racks. It's been kind of wild. Let's get rid of a few more creep teamers, so a little bit being done right there. Against Impact halfway done, the Marine on the way up, a couple of racks on the reactor coming up as well. So Hellions the Reaper just going to go after this hatchery. The Queen's going to show up on that right-hand side. A few more drones going down once more. 1-1 upgrades, Stimpak coming through. Again, Marines, barracks, all the rest continuing out as we just have a couple of Banshees getting back in there again. 5 drones going down. Now going to get rid of another drone, make it 6, and now we're going to go for more. That Queen still very much so in some trouble being chased about here. Actually do save the Queen, but we lose a Banshee in the process, so the Queen coming over. Banshee gets pushed away. The Hellions get in here. 19 drones going down, man. Persville going to take a pretty astounding lead in this game. That amount of workers going down this point is huge. The only downside is he will lose everything. Banshee included, Hellions included. So all of that goes down. That really is the only that really is the only downside to it. As the Queens gather up, just going to be seeing the 1-1 upgrades, the combat shield coming through, tank, Marines, armory continuing about it as well. I'm just going to see our Bailey speed coming up. The Carapace on the way in. He's going to stem up, and a couple of creep teamers going down. Obviously, again, we continue the pressure. I like that. The sooner we get across here and deal more pressure, the more you're capitalizing on the fact that you got rid of workers early in this game, and that Rex is not going to be able to spend as much time recovering. So these Marines in an interesting spot. The tank! Oh, the tank did so well hitting the Banes, but the Marines couldn't follow up to get rid of the last couple. As the Marines come through, those couple Queens just going to get chased away once more. Have ourselves the melee upgrade still coming about, the Overlord speed coming about. Marine still stepping forward, Overlord goes down, another Overlord as well, hatchery. Dropping 2. These Marines actually holding their ground though. Until more Banes show up, it seems like they're going to be fairly okay to just kind of sit there and do their thing. Now the Banes start to come forward, but they're actually getting targeted down. A little bit of lack of creep just over here is something that Persville uses to his advantage. Steps forward again. Another Queen goes down. Couple of those lava going down as well. We'll continue to press on through. Another creep team are going to be a part of this. A couple more creep teamers are going to drop. A Ling Bane is going to fall. Queen's coming by. The Marines load back into the medevacs. And they're just going to escape off up to the top side. Bioforce onto the right. Now coming across as well. Just going to come straight over. As you do see a couple of creep teamers getting picked away at. Lings and Bane's going to step forward once more. Persville could have lifted up there. He decides to stay on the ground instead and just kite backwards. Still has about a 20 supply lead. Drop into the main base now. Units around the right side. Really trying to draw his opponent out very thinly, right? If Rex can't keep on top of all of these things, he's going to end up in some trouble. There's a little group of Marines in the main. Don't even have enough health to stim on some of them. As the Lings run in only. Lings are not exactly going to do it. The medevac's out of energy because they've already been healing this army up for a while. Medevacs load up and burst back over to the side. It's going back around the top. Hatch taking some damage. More Marines unloading. A couple of those drones going down. The right side, the medevacs have to lift up once again. More Zerglings getting picked away at the Queen, taking damage. The Marines load back into medevacs. And we just have ourselves the 2-2 upgrades continuing through. Marine Marauder coming about. The Widow Mines will set up as well. Those few Zerglings trying to get a wrap around, trying to surround for a little bit. Marines will continue to fight back against those Zerglings. Those things really are going for those Marines quite heavily there. Last little bit of fighting, trying to play cleanup. It's going to get lifted up there and now. The rest of this Bio coming back across. Lingbane coming through again. Queen's getting blasted by a couple of shots here and there. Bioforce going to come back over. We do have our Zerglings stepping through once more. Going to try and go for a chase down on this Bioforce, but we just keep bleeding out here as Rex. Slowly but surely he's not quite having enough to clean up every single position. Like, he's just about pushing back here and there, but it's with less and less banelings and less units left over for the next fight along. GG gets caught, and Persville will win this pretty awesome opening series. And that will be GG in this best of 3. Oh, it was a pretty darn awesome series to start the day off on, though. Glad we jumped into that. That was a very, very fun. What's going on? Creator beats Nicorrect, so Creator is going to be playing Hero or Lemon. Persville moves on to play against Classic in some PvT action. Skillless Lambo, winner plays Bion Arfire. I would actually kind of like to see that, so maybe we wait for Skillless and Lambo to come out of their current game. Join that, and the winner plays most likely Bion, but if not, then Arfire would also be kind of a cool story to follow. Max Pack's playing Young Yakov. He's likely going to end up in... The bottom side of the bracket's going to end up being PvP, it seems. So... yeah, maybe we look for the top. Whoa. My friends just disappeared? What's happening? My entire friend list has disappeared on on Europe, but I'll try that again and just try a reload and see what happens, guys. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be jumping into. Except Jared, hope you enjoyed your free reckon, but don't do it again. Okay. Duly noted that I should be here for every weekend from now on. I'll do my best. We have a full weekend this weekend coming up because we've got Wardi TV tournament we're gonna run, so that'll be coming up soon. My entire friend list is just gone on Europe. What is going on? What is this? Like, my friends list just doesn't exist anymore, apparently. Like, it's only showing me, like, people who are, like, friends in a certain way, but, like, they're still here. Like, I can see Lambo is on my friends list. I've got no idea. It's going on for a few days like that? Oh, incredible. You also have 0 friends? Oh, no. That's horrible. That's so bad for trying to look at, trying to find people. God damn it. Hopefully they can actually fix that one, because I don't want to have to, like friends lists are so important for being like in middle of a tournament. You're trying to jump in quickly. You can join off the friends list. That's not possible if it's at 0. You know, that's not possible if your friends list is non-existent. I do some scanning around on some of the other streams, guys. So Steadfast is in Cure Geralt. That's 1-0 to Cure. That's exactly where the Ducklings are as well. Probably going to be the majority of our info, I guess. Yeah. Coca's not in game. Alright guys, well just so we have a few moments, if you type exclamation mark 2025 in the Twitch or the YouTube chat, you will get a link through to the Wardi TV Indiegogo page, where you can find out more about the 2025 Wardi TV series, or the Wardi TV 2025 series, which is a series of events that we're currently crowdfunding towards. Obviously, we've been gone in the last few days, so this has slowed down a little bit, but I'd love to keep pushing this, guys. We've got 30 days left. We want to try and at least reach our initial goal, which is to basically add $10,000 of prize money across the Wardi TV 2025 series tournaments. So if you want to help us with that, do check out the exclamation mark 2025 command. It will give you the link through. It'll tell you all about the tournaments that are going to be included, such as the Summer Championship, the European League, the Korean Royale Season 4, the Full Frenzy, and of course, End of Year 2025 Championship. So if you want to support all of this and help us to keep on creating awesome StarCraft 2 content, and help us to take it to another level. You know, the main message is that we want to make these events as good as possible for the players. We want to give good prize pools. We want to give them good formats to play in, competitive formats to play in. We just want to keep on providing great opportunities for players to play StarCraft 2. So if you want to get behind that and help us out, obviously do check out that Indiegogo page. I know a lot of you guys already support by subbing and Patreon and stuff as well, so appreciate this is another thing that maybe you can't take part in, but like even just going and spreading the word about this would be great. I truly believe we should be able to get this up to $10,000. I feel like we should be able to push that over the next 30 days. So we're 57% of the way there. Keep it coming if you can afford a little bit to support on the Indiegogo, on that crowdfunder. Then help us out, because like I say, the more prize money that's available for the players, the better off a position I think StarCraft 2 ends up in. So yeah, we need prize money for the players. That is the priority. Is Mana beats HARSTEM 2-1. Mana's been good lately, man. Mana's been really good lately. He's on a roll. Could be playing Max Pax or Yakov in the next round. I mean, that's obviously going to get a little bit more difficult, but good luck to him. Good luck to him. So yeah, like I say, I'm kind of waiting for Lambo and Skillers to come out of game. That's where I would like to be. Maybe I've gone beyond Arfire, but I feel like they're probably in game as well. Let me double check NA to see if they're not playing. Maybe we could jump in. As yo, So Francisco, thank you so much for the 15-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much as always for all your support. So much for using the Prime. Yeah, Bion and Arfire are indeed in game, so nothing to really look at there. So I think we just wait for Skillless Lambo to come out. And we jump into the winner of that versus Bion or Arfire, or we jump into the next game of their series. So I think we'll just probably have a little bit of waiting around. That's okay. You guys are enjoying and do... oh, my friends list came back. Incredible. If you guys... Well, some of my friends list came back, not all of it. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying... You consider supporting and all the rest. Right now, if you got anything to say or ask or do, then I would like to hear from you. Games coming soon or just talk today? Just talking. Yeah, the games have all been cancelled. This is never really about StarCraft. This is always about me talking. No, we're waiting for Lambo and Skillless to finish, although Lambo just 2-0'd Skillless, so there's our answer. So Lambo will go on through to play Bion or Arfire, in which case I guess we wait for Bion and Arfire to finish up. Now that might actually be on Coca's stream. He wasn't in game before, but maybe he's in game now, in which case maybe we can just grab a little bit of a view on this. Yeah, it looks as though they're in game number 1, so we'll jump onto Coca's stream to watch a little bit of this, guys. There'll be no game sounds, because this is obviously off of someone else's channel. Then we'll watch this for a little bit, and then we can jump into game 2 live. There we go. Talking and grifting for money? Yeah, pretty much. Well, what's new? The Wardi stream begging for money? Unbelievable. This guy. Crazy part is, I bet I just pocketed it all as well, you know? Make up these elaborate stories about tournaments and so on. And then we just, yeah. Anyways, obviously this game, so like I say, no game stands for this, guys. The music's from my own StarCraft in the background, but we're not in-game on this. Watching this off of Coca's stream for a few moments while we just get an idea of what's going on, and then obviously when this first game finishes up, we can jump into a game 2. The winner of this will end up playing Lambo. I don't mind. Drop gets dealt with pretty well, it seems like, from Arfire. Not bad. Next is still coming about. Forge coming up and online. Let's have ourselves the medevac getting denied once again. Those couple of stalkers getting in there to push that back the other way. Raven coming through. Forge on the Nexus coming about. The Hope's coming up. Still got that Gateway coming about as well as a few Marines going to get there. Picking off the Adept once more. Nice little grab. Yeah, and that charge very much on the way up. Observer coming through as well. Nexus, Gateway, Forge, all coming into play. Those Marines still just going to gather there for a couple moments as the few Stalkers step across. I'm going to make their way across the map as Arfire looks to try and put some pressure out. Arfire, a young French player who's been around for quite a while, been playing since he was very young. Has been able to level up a little bit lately and has always been able to challenge some of the top guys, but has started to take a little bit more of a consistent step in that. So fun to see him here today. Decided to see if, I mean, I think Bion should be a bit too much of a challenge for him, but you never know. Bion's TVP has been anything but perfect as of late as well, so. And yeah, guys, no in-game sound because we are just watching off of someone's stream until we can get in-game. Look, it's a Twitch stream. It's a Twitch stream and a Twitch stream. Twitchception. Just until we can get to the end of this game, then we can join in-game once again, so. It throws me off so much when we don't have game sound, by the way. Like, I'm sat here casting and, like, I don't know why, but the game sounds really help me, like, lock into the game. So, yeah, I find it very off-putting as well when the game sounds just aren't there. It's very strange. Let's get those odds get warped in. The auto turret coming down. A couple of those probes getting nibbled at. Stalkers there to play cleanup. I also, when there's no game sound, I much more frequently get distracted by the music as well, because I feel like I'm just in the menu between games, and all of a sudden I'm like, do-do-do, do-do-do. And I just sing along to the soundtrack. Ay. Alright, the Prism is coming across the map, and we do have a Robobay and an Immortal coming up alongside this, so we are seeing some tech coming through from Arfire, some preparations for the next stages. These few Stalkers trying to have their way over a siege tank or so, but Bion's micro is good to save that siege tank initially. And that Prism moves across into the main, so that's going to be Arfire hitting Bion, while Bion is not really prepped for it at all. But Marauders pop out of the barracks there, and he tries to stim those to play Recovery. Definitely not ideal, though. The Prism loads up, a couple of Widowmines burrow, and we just reset. I'm going to recall the Prism back as this army from Bion is over here. So we recall the Prism back. It was a great anti-armor missile. Landing the anti-armor on all of those Zealots is going to make them so much weaker as they start to charge forward right now. Just going to see Bion kiting back. Let the tank take some of the damage here. Micron against those Zealots with Force Field kind of helping him in a way. Now Arfire is going to make a hold. Zealots stepping out, extended thermal lance starting as well. Add an armor upgrade into there. It's about halfway done currently. Colossus and Zealots all continuing through. Let's see a couple more pylons. Also continuing on into play. A couple of Zealots getting chased about. The Bio going to continue over as well. Yeah, those Zealots just continue up through the top side for the moment. The Stalkers gather up. Continue to step into the front. A couple of Widowmines are going to be right there as well for us to watch out for. Thermal Lance is halfway done. So it's still gathering together too. And Stalker's just counterattacking. I gotta say, I like what Arfire's been doing on the other side of the map. Being able to kind of, every time Bion's moving out, there's something that's pinging away at Bion's base, pinging away at his economy and his mineral lines. He's definitely not being left to kind of play his game comfortably, right? He's been definitely having his game mixed up and switched up a little bit, so some frustrations there for Bion as he will fight those Stalkers. Not sure if he can find a way with this army to try and maybe necessarily make much of anything happen. So I guess we'll see how that goes over the next few moments. And that Bio just gathering up, Medivacs overhead. Getting set here for a couple of moments. Just gonna see our +2 Disruptor. Sentry all coming about. A few Ghosts and the Vikings coming over as well. Wouldn't mind connecting. The few Zealots taking shots. So I was thinking about trying to come up that ramp. The Stalker's going to end up blinking forward, going after a couple of the Widow Mines. They're going to be able to get some connections in as well. Good damage done there straight away. Extra Zealots warping in now beneath that Warp Prism. We are going to see this army heading up that ramp toward that third base. Widow Mine shot's going to go off across a couple of those Zealots already. Another Widow Mine shot hits a Zealot once more. Guardian Shield very much so still active at the moment as we pull back around into the center. And the army of Arfire just moving about. T2 upgrades coming up for him. It's nice to see those upgrades looking strong. Bion's actually way off of 2-2, so that might be an issue for him given it a little bit of time. Do you have the Prism going down? A little mistake from Arfire, just letting that float about a little bit too close to the sun. And that does end up dropping. So Zealots show up though, and again, 10 SCVs going down. Again, I love what Arfire has done to Bion's bases. All game long, he's been persistent with harassment. The Prism, run by, Stalker's getting around the back and hitting some units, reinforcing. He's done a fantastic job of keeping Bion extremely busy back at home, and that definitely takes away from Bion's ability to kind of step up on the map and just sort of stand in there and take fights and pick fights and maybe even multitask a little bit further himself. So, yeah, a lot of benefits there from Arfire. I love that part of the game for him so far. As the extra few units warping in once more, as Zealot Stalker warping comes about, still got a Disruptor, still got our upgrades, all coming through. 2-2 upgrades coming up on the side of Bion. And the Bio in the center, they're just going to grab a Zealot. Yes, guys, there's no in-game sound because we are watching a stream. If I can give you guys sound if you want. Well, apparently the French stream doesn't commentate. There you go.
Allez, mon petit Arog.
See, you're gonna hear a lot of French words if we unmute, so. Not the greatest time to prove my point when I unmute and you know, nothing gets said for like 3 minutes. Well, 10 seconds. It felt like an eternity. So yes, guys, I know. Guys, I promise you, if there's music but no game sounds, it's not something I've forgotten. It is not something I've forgotten, I promise you. Because I also very much so notice the lack of game sounds. Yeah, just this one game, guys. Once this game wraps up, we can be back in game. This is just watching from the stream instead of just waiting off stream. May as well show you guys the game, right? It's going to be seeing that fight over there. I feel like we should go look at that fight over there. No, the Vikings get rid of the Colossus already. Disruptors start to zone. High army still settling together as the Prism speed comes up along with this, and you see a +3 attack upgrade from Arfire, still trying to maintain those upgrades. He's already up 2-2 against 1-1, so going to maintain that. Fire moving down. Stalker's going to go up, a couple Marauders are going to drop. A couple of Zealots showing up as well. The Bio going to step through and come straight into play and just start firing away at this, so a little bit more damage being dealt. Zealots are going to dodge their own Disruptor shots, not ideal. So they actually dive into the natural. That's going to be a denied Colossus, very close to finishing. Sitting around the corner, forces the Zealots to run around the corner of that gateway as well before they can get involved. The Disruptor shots would have to do the same. As Bion just kites all the way up into the main. Now he has a reinforcement wave coming across the map, but Zealots are meeting that at least, and that gives you a decent shot here as Arfire maybe slowing that down, but I think Bion has won that fight on the right side, so should be able to start moving that army toward a base now, and that means that a lot of those probes are likely going to be in some trouble. Arfire is still taking a pretty good cleanup overall. In fact, he's going to take a supply lead from this situation right now. A couple of those Stalkers taking shots, taking damage as well. That was actually really not that bad for Arfire. Again, a lot of cleanup towards the end. Bion did a lot initially. It was just toward the further that it went, the more he was doing less, and that his opponent was getting more out of that. Obviously, you start getting into position there as Bion where you start losing a lot of units, and that's where the attack catches up to you a little bit. So for all the effectiveness you found, you lose a little bit more at the tail end of it as well. Again, +3 attack coming up on the engineering bay. Missile turret still coming into play. Ghosts and Liberators coming about as well. And it's going to get this bottom right base though, so at least it gets one base here at the tail end of everything. Try and slow Arfire a little bit. I feel like Bion is in a severe lack of tech. Obviously, he was very Viking heavy before against the Colossus, but right now he could really do with Ghosts. He could really do some Liberators. There's just a lot of things he could have on his side to kind of help him along. So, see how he goes as the couple of Nexus continue through. One on the left side, one on the bottom side. Freaking Coca's alerts really do not hold back, do they? They're just like slap bang right across the production tab. It's like new subscriber. My goodness. I'm just gonna have ourselves the 3-3 still coming about. The +2 ship weapons are part of this as well. We had that fusion core on that's gonna give us the Liberator range. As the extra libs continue through as well, so continue to get those numbers built up right here. Yeah, I like seeing this later game tech. I definitely think that Bion needs it, right? We're at that sort of stage where just... I mean, he's honestly playing a pretty kind of basic army, right? Like, it was super biocentric. That's going to drop off. Just going to chase the SCVs. The Stalker's going to come forward here. The Liberator's going down. The Ghosts taking some hits as well. Actually do lose a Colossus as Bion is able to hold out, and he is going to step forward. Another Disruptor shot coming in. Actually get rid of one of those Disruptors, getting rid of a second Disruptor too. Wisdom is still settling around the top side and going to make its way across the top. Again, Colossus, Dark Shrine both being built, the Nexus being added on, so we've got 2 Colossus coming through, the Disruptor being added as well. And those 3-3 upgrades continue to build. I'm trying to get through with those and trying to get into something meaningful. It is nice though, because that lateness of the upgrades is what lost Bion a lot of these fights. His own mistake of kind of forgetting the armory for so long and delaying those upgrades and not being able to do more has then led to Arfire being able to be really competitive in these engagements. Couple Colossus shot flying away. The Marine's going to take damage. Sense Tower going to be going down as well. And we just have a few more Zealots orbiting alongside this as Arfire readies up for an attack into the rest of that army. Gun blind to the bases in the top left-hand side. Not being able to check in on those. Put a lot of effort into denying other bases on this map, so hopefully checks on those soon. Get some ideas of where you can maybe move drops to. With Liberators out, Bion's army is so much better, and I do think there was definitely something to be said about him kind of getting stalled out on a lower tech army. It was weird because it was a lower tech army, but he also just was behind on upgrades. So if he was like on lower tech, but he had really good upgrades, maybe this would have still been fine. But then he was behind on upgrades, and he was just behind tech-wise. So you had really nothing to show for it. Like, being behind on upgrades is also fine if you get a lot of Viking, you know, and even Ghost out at the same time, but that just was not there. So the additions that Bion is making is definitely going a long way to helping himself out. Oh, DT going to start making its way across the map as well. Just going to see how our DT is still very much so stepping through. A couple of the Liberators setting up. The Vikings are going to get rid of one Colossus already. The second shot or 2 coming off across that Colossus as well. Again, it's becoming difficult for Arfire to step into these positions. That's what the DTs are for, to try and pull Bion apart a bit, and to once again open some possibilities in terms of how you might be able to, you know, engage into this Terran force, because obviously if you can pull enough reinforcements away from the Liberators, maybe then the Liberators become exposed, maybe then you jump on those. Maybe that can be a success point. Depending on how we continue as this Disruptor shot flies up as well. Just going to see a couple more Liberators getting sieged, Libs and Vikings gathering. Nexus still coming through, the battery and the cannons coming online as well. As Lib setting up, a little bit of bio just going to come across there, chase that Prism away. push that back for now. Another fight in the center. Few zealots going down. Disruptor shot not quite going to land. The Vikings still giving chase. One Colossus dropping immediately. Now some of these Stalkers being picked away at. Another Disruptor shot going to go. Flipping a couple of the Marauders. Another Prism that we can get rid of there. A few more Zealots coming up. The Bio is back. And we're getting rid of some probes once more. The cannon also being taken down in that. The Vikings are going to fire. Disruptor shot landing on a Marine and Marauder. Bion keeps moving around, and we have now kind of a base trade. As Arfire says, yeah, I'm going to go across the map. Bion recognizing what's going on. He's bringing a lot of his army back so he can try and siege the Libs up and play a bit of defense here. The Vikings right now, once those Stalkers blinked after the Libs, Vikings could have took a turn toward the Colossus and just got easy pickings on those, and still will. These Colossus are not going to last long at all. One Disruptor already went down as well to the Liberator fires. This is working out for Bion. This return back home is huge for him. They're both going to be denying the bases of each other. Bion actually only really lost this one base here. He didn't even lose the 12 o'clock base, so he actually keeps one of the bases up that you might not have initially thought he would. Now, a little bit of bio on the bottom right side, gets rid of the Stalker warping defensively. Arfire only has minerals left, so at this point, warping in Zealots, but to be fair, warping in Zealots is pretty much always a pretty reasonable play, right? Zealots are pretty good. It's hard to say that you're being disadvantaged by being kept to the Zealots, funnily enough. Like, sometimes, obviously, they're not great, but actually, in this scenario, I think opening Zealots would have been better than the Stalkers in the first place. This army of Arfire is just not what it once was. It's so much worse off in terms of tech. Colossus gone, the Disruptor count whittled away at, and that is just Bion's persistence. And a lot of his defensive fights coming to benefit him in the end and put him into this position now where it does seem as though he is going to be able to start getting a better grip on this opening game of this round of 16 matchup. Yeah, that move into the higher tech really kind of put him apart in this game, and that was his own mistake. I think Bion really kind of made this game difficult for himself. He didn't go to the higher tech when he could have done, and he also was very late on his upgrades. And I think both of those things initially were keeping Arfire very much so in this game, and Arfire did a great job trying to capitalize on those advantages that Bion gave him. The moment that Bion removed those advantages from the game, it feels like Arfire is not really being able to win a fight again, right? Bion just performed much better in these later stages and is able to come through, and now at 40 supply is looking as though that bottom right base might become his as well. He's obviously gotten rid of a lot of the bases around the map that Arfire once had a lot less kind of connected into things, right? So some good progress there. As a few Zealots move up the other side. Still going to stay on the move. Just going to be seeing the Sense Tower, though, getting an eye on them ahead of time, so that should not be too much of a problem at all. Shut that down nice and easy. Another Prism picked off, Disruptor shot fires. Colossus Stalkers continue through at a Nexus in there as well. I see Arfire trying to find ways in, but even without the Liberator zoning, like, it looks difficult. This army is not what it once used to be. And he very much so seems to know it. He's going to need Disruptor shots to carry him, but attacking in with Disruptors is very difficult to do. They're much more naturally kind of defensive units, so those Disruptors kind of threatening the idea of a shot here and a shot there is cute and all, but that's pretty much all they're going to do. They're going to threaten a little bit and not really, truly deliver on much of that. As a whole lot more Zealots coming in. A cannon goes down, a few more Zealots showing up, and they're going to continue to push across against that Bio army, still chasing up to this top side. And a couple of Vikings over here still getting chased down. Again, Ghost and Marines building up for the moment. And yeah, guys, just in case you're still just joining us midway through this game, which has obviously now gone on for a while, we just jumped into this one because we were a bit late to join it in-game, so we're just watching this one from the French stream, and good thing we are, because it's now 25 minutes deep. So yes, if I added the game sounds, you'd also get the French commentary, so once Game 2 comes around, we'll be able to join that one in-game, but obviously, until that Game 2 comes about, we are just stuck with the music's coming from my own StarCraft in the background, because obviously I can leave, music on. That's why there's music, but no game sounds. Obviously, this fight has been pretty good again for Bion, taking out a lot of the tech units. The few tech units that remain are extremely minimal. Those couple of disruptors struggling to really do much of anything right now. A few more stalkers warping in. Bion going to hit the top left-hand side as well. So I was trying to get there for that Liberator. That Liberator will go down. 12 probes have dropped. And the warping in Zealots are not going to be enough to defend that either. So that base looks as though it might just go down. There's Liberators everywhere. Bion's just left these behind. Maybe should have brought a couple of those back, although doesn't seem to be too much of a problem right now. Bio chasing down probes into this bottom side. Bion is having an absolute blast all of a sudden. The last little bit of this game has been so much better for him. And he will definitely be looking to take a game 1 in this best of 3. Took a little while. Like I say, I think he did stall himself out in the mid-game. Yeah, cool to see Arfire has definitely, again, been progressing. This has been something that's been kind of coming through for the last couple of years. It has been working hard and playing a lot and attending events where he can. And just continue to grind away at anything he can possibly sign up for. You can see the possibility there in his play. He's getting better, and he's still a very young player as well. He's the sort of player you want StarCraft to last for another 5 years for, right? Truly kind of see what Arfire can do if he's given a few more years of opportunity to kind of keep working towards and so on, you know. Yo, what's up, Chess SC2? Thank you so much for the 64-month resub. Appreciate it, mate. Yo, thank you so much. Bion takes the opening game. Thank you, Coca, for the stream. Let's go and jump into game number 2 of this best of 3 in a couple of moments, guys. We'll be able to watch this one from in-game, so you will, in fact, get some game sounds. Appreciate your patience on that, like I say. There's only so much we can do. We had a donation as well, which I'm going to have to open my stream elements to look at. Because we were on the different scene to usual, it hasn't popped up during the game. So let me go and thank you for that in a moment. Fish1, thank you so much for the £25 donation for the Wardi TV 2025 tourneys. Absolutely. We'll put that towards the prize pool pots, mate. Thank you so much for supporting. Appreciate it. Again, obviously, guys, we mentioned the Indiegogo page and support on there, but if you can't support through Indiegogo, but you do like the idea of supporting tournaments and the, the prize pools, if you just want to donate regularly, you can do exactly that, and you can also use that as a way to just, leave in the message. That's for the 2025 tournaments, and we'll make sure it gets into that prize pool. Alright, Bion Arfire, game number 2. Mana 2-0'd max packs? Oh my god. Mana is on a freaking roll. Insane! What is going on that bottom side of the bracket? I do not know. But I love it. Mana's been so good lately. Mana. That's crazy. Indiegogo and you fell out a while ago. I understand. I know it's not for everybody. So, all good. Thank you so much for the 25 though. I appreciate it. If you want any of the perks and stuff that are offered via Indiegogo as well, just remind me at some point, and I'll I can get you set up with any of those as well. So yeah, Mana really is on a tear lately. I don't know if he's just found his footing, or if he's just found a bit of lost confidence and so on. Great to see Mana making a little bit of a resurgence, isn't it? Love to see that. All right, let's do this, guys, as we have got ourselves in the bottom left corner of the map, the blue Terran player. This is going to be Shopify Rebellion's Bion. Taking on the red Protoss in the top right corner of the map, we have Arfire. Let's jump onto the Coca cam. I enjoyed his observing the last game. We can steal his observing here because we all know my observing ain't anything to love. As we get underway, racks in the refinery coming up, SCV on the way. We had a gate and a simulator on. 25 minutes that first game, definitely quite the epic. Like I say, some other results coming through elsewhere. Mana already in the semi-finals today. I think what we will do is, any which way, guys, we'll probably wait for the... We'll probably go into the winner of this versus Lambo no matter what happens. And then we might just let that bottom side semi-final play if it's going to be PvP. And then we can focus on the top side of the bracket, because otherwise we're going to be jumping away into a PvP just to... Yeah, there are other English streams as well, so maybe we do that. Usually we get both semifinals to wait, but if that semifinal is just ready that much earlier than everything else, maybe we just kind of make a bit of an exception today. That might be a reasonable approach. Alright, well, Bion leads this 1-0 in the best of 3, but on tokamak for this game number 2. This map has been, I think, one of the absolute best out there. in terms of just great candidates for the ladder and so on. So love that. Let's just see ourselves. The probe still coming across here. Okay, coming up. Adept coming through. Nexus on the way about. Reactor factory, refinery. All coming in as well. We had that CC on, currently about halfway done. Nexus coming up as well. And we had a Twilight Council on too, so we just bring that Twilight Council into play. Warp Gate still very much so coming up. Yeah, that factory will finish. Reactor will be done in a moment. Starport building from Bion also. So yeah, a couple of Marines in the Hellion will continue through from Bion, so we continue to get that on the go. Won't get about halfway. Again, the few Marines in the Hellion just going to come about. And that Blink's starting up as well. A couple of probes in the gateway continue to get settled in. And we'll watch this Hellion come across the map as... Yeah, last game the drops and stuff from Bion got held off pretty well. Arfire did very well defensively, honestly, throughout the early stages. He was very on point and really able to kind of hold on for himself for a good amount of time. Gonna need that again, because obviously playing defense against Bion ain't something that's easily easily done, and if you let Bion start getting damage done early, he's the exact kind of player who will then capitalize on that damage and really push it for all that it's worth. So gotta make sure your early game is, you know, closed off, defensive, not letting your opponent do too much. What's up, Chemo? YouTube gang checking in. How are the games so far? We've actually had really good games. Considering we've only seen a couple of series so far today, the games have actually been great among some of the early players in this Wardi TV Monday event. It's been a fun way to start the day, that's for sure. As this medevac shows up into the main, and I'm just going to turn around away from those few stalkers. Yeah, fun games so far today in this Wardi TV Monday event. Again, guys, just a little reminder, tomorrow we're going to be having qualifiers for the Wardi TV May tournament. So tomorrow and Wednesday qualifiers. Saturday and Sunday will be the first groups of that. And we'll also on Thursday and Friday we'll be doing GSL casts. So we'll be taking the replays from the GSL groups and casting those basically just one day later. So I'm not sure how quickly they actually put the GSL replays live each day. Because I was thinking about even doing it same day as GSL, but I think we'll actually just do it one day after for this week to see how it goes. And maybe readjust a little bit if needed as well for next week, so yeah. Yo, Halafor, thank you so much for the 41-month resub. I think it's great how Wardi never gives up. We all know that you'll never stop, and you thought this was a Rickroll. Love it. Thank you so much for the 41-month resub. I was trying to get the tune in my head as I was reading it. Who will cast GSL live? Probably the usual GSL casters. But from what I understand, it's not going to be on YouTube. It's only going to be on the Korean platform, which to me encourages me to do a stream of it on my Twitch and YouTube, you know. So there's already been a lot of people who are very excited on the YouTube watching the GSL qualifier cast that I did. So that was awesome. As those few SCVs go down, quite a few of those probes dropping as well. 11 SCVs dropping. These stalkers are putting some serious work in. Did Bion just die here? Tank gets sieged up. 6 probes, 11 SCVs. Damage taken on both sides of the map early here. But these stalkers are still around, and that tank is too far back to really come in and to join in on the fun right now. So Arfire is going to keep Bion pushed away a little bit. The Marines from the Marauder coming about. The siege tank is going to go down. A few of the SCVs still trying to get a wrap around. A few Marines going off toward a few of those stalkers as well. So we continue to chase that away now. Then these stalkers getting pushed back, but it's very expensive at Bion. That said, it comes out there's only 5 workers down, which, when you think about it, 5 workers down is not that bad for TVP. You know, you've got a couple of mules. Like, this is actually within where you want to be as the Terran player, as this Banshee gets some more damage done as well. So that's where some of this work is being done by Bion. He'll get one more probe there, and that will be that. Banshee falling. 4 to 31 workers for everything it seemed like Arfire was doing. Bion gets some counter damage done, and the commitment from Arfire also means that this was not cheap. And so Bion is able to kind of step back. A little scan here. We can maybe grab some of those stalkers. Nice blink on low HP. The Prism trying to bring some units around the bottom side to the natural at the same time. He knows that Bion's going to be on a lack of units. So just trying to capitalize on that in any way that we can. Just bringing units across the map, repositioning them. Just like I say, trying to take advantage of the situation. But for the most part, I'd say Bion is still hanging on in there pretty darn decently. Obviously, he's a long way off stim, though, and once that stim is done, he'll have a much easier time. If that was just any sooner, that would be nice, but, yeah. That is the one problem I have, I guess, is that the follow-up from Bion feels like an eternity away, whereas Arfire still feels like he's been in a pretty okay spot the way that he's just been trading out so far, so... yeah. And do you have a couple of Stalkers going to get back onto those SCVs? As the couple of SCVs go down, Stimpack and +1 both going to start to build up here. That Prism escapes up the left. Yo, Game Suli, how you doing? Thanks so much for the 6-month resub. Welcome back. And thank you so much for 6 months of resubscribing. We appreciate it. As our Stalkers get to the corner, going to go after the depot. It's going to get one Stalker kill there as Arfire. One of the things I loved last game for Arfire was that he was so consistent with the run buys and the counterattacks and making use of his units on Bion's side of the map. I thought that was really, really sick. I really felt like that was very well done by Arfire. As those two medevacs go, continuing up to the top side. I'll scan there, gonna grab an observer. Again, Stim in the +1. Coming through too. Medevacs, Marines, Marauder coming about. The extra couple of barracks coming in as well. Just bringing all of that up and online here for now as our medevacs get into the back of this third base. Gonna see a couple more Zealots getting warped in. A couple more Zealots over here gonna drop off and go after some SCVs. Two probes going down and another couple of Zealots coming across. Stalkers will continue to fight. We're just going to have ourselves the Bio army. Going to keep on trading. The Zealots going down, Sentry going down. Stalkers still chasing across, and that is going to be the medevac having to lift up and pull the hell out of there. A few more Zealots getting warped in. Still got the Stalkers just going to try and hold that medevac in position a little bit. Naturally, those Stalkers will hit that medevac. Unfortunately, the Stalkers moved away from the other side, and so they will not capitalize and look to get a kill. Combat shield on the way up, obviously having Stim helps Bion a lot. There's that +1 upgrade as well. Currently no upgrade on the side of Arfire, and specifically just not having the, an armor upgrade or so means that these Zealots are not as powerful as they might want to be. Prism will go down too, as Bion definitely seems to start cleaning up some of this aggression a bit more easily now. He kind of has to go a little bit though, like he's 5 racks, 2 bases. Like, this is a scenario where Bion should be looking to attack and not look back. So... he has got a 20 army supply lead. The first tech unit's really only just on the way up now in the form of that Colossus. So, is that really something here as Bion you can make work? Obviously, the SCVs have pulled. If you look at the back of that army there at the tail end. And so we are going to commit. That should be not too surprising overall. Like I say, what can we do as the first Colossus is out? There's a good amount of Zealots. The tanks are scary, but that's why the Zealots are nice, because the Zealots are very good against the tanks, but the tanks are going to be able to zone that Colossus very well. Bion pushes very far up. No slowdown by Arfire to make Bion siege early, and the first tank shots have been pretty good. He's going to unsiege the tanks now, though, because he knows he wants to keep going. Try and press the issue while he still has the advantage. As that Immortal goes down too, Arfire is bleeding off quite a few units already. The more units you bleed off like this, the worse off you're going to end up feeling as the Bio's still stepping up. A couple more Zealots still going to charge on through here. We're going to stim once more. As not enough Zealots, the Colossus is going to disappear as the siege tanks fire their shots right at it. And Bion is going to attack into the natural here. We'll kill off the pylon and depower the robo facility, so no new splash damage joining in. We try and blink the Stalkers up. We kill 1 of 4 siege tanks. That is not going to get it done. The probes are going to be pulling through too. We unsiege the tanks to avoid friendly fire, and that's going to be GG. As we are going to see Bion taking this game of the best of 3, and that means he's got the series in his hands. Bion will advance on to play Lambo in the round of 8. So Lambo will be taking on Bion, his teammate. Elsewhere, Classic is playing against Cure in the other round of 8 matchup. Classic 2-1 against Persville. So Persville putting up a good fight today as well. So Classic against Cure. Bion playing Lambo. Mana already beat Max Packs, and then Hero is going to be playing against Creator. That is where things are going. So we're going to get ready for that Bion vs Lambo series. And get that set up in just a few moments. Get that kicked off. So yeah, we'll go Bion vs Lambo, guys, into this TVZ. Lambo did 2-0 skillless, so Good result for him there. And yeah, Mana 2 Max Packs is obviously the stunning result. That's absolutely wild. So awesome to see that. Yeah, another donation I've just missed. Ay. Or was that just already there from last time? And I think that was already there from last time. They've just not reset the goals. Alright, guys. I just throw some ads on while we're between matches here. Did HARSTEM already play? Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to see any HARSTEM games. He got knocked out before we got the chance. So yeah, unfortunately, we'll not catch any HARSTEM today. Alright, awesome. Awesome. Alright, so Hero Man is going to be the semi-final, guys, but I'm going to go beyond Lambo. I know usually we do both the semis, but I'm obviously if the first semi is ready, we would go into it now. I'd rather cast the TVZ. So let's do Beyond Lambo. Mana vs Hero can start, and then we'll follow the Beyond Lambo into their semi-final afterwards. Seems like a plan. Cool. Cool. Alrighty, guys, so it's going to be Tokamak to open up this matchup here between Bion and Lambo. Get this underway in a couple of moments. We're at a 60 at 10 Protoss. There are a lot of Protoss that sign up for this event. I mean, if you just look at the signups, right? Today's signups are like Terrans, Bion, Kieran, Nikorak, Persville, Zerg, Eva, Lambo, Rex, Brain, Young Yakov, Protoss. Arfire, Classic, Creator, Geralt, Gref, HARSTEM, Hero, Lemon, Lunacy, Mana, Max Packs, Nice, Rebellion, Shameless, and Skillless. Yeah. There's just so many pros players, playing in these events. It's wild. No Clem today, taking a day off maybe. Ay. 2 weeks in a row, no Clem. Unbelievable. Hero has got his eyes set on that that statistic, starting to catch up a few of the Wardi TV Monday wins. Of course, we're going to cast Bion here again, and Bion won last week's Wardi TV Monday, which is why he comes in as seed number 1 today. He's fighting for his chance to move from this quarterfinal into the semi-finals. In the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Terran player, this is Bion. Taking on his teammate in the top right-hand side, the red Zerg will be Lambo. Alright, game 1 of the best of 3. And get this underway, and we see what Bion and Lambo have in store for us. Nice to see Lambo playing some of these online cups, and has been having some reasonable success as well. Still haven't gotten to see a lot of his games, so hard to exactly place where he's at or how he's doing, but yeah, we'll see how he fares in this series against Bion. Bion always difficult. I feel like Bion is one of those players who's such a good litmus test for like where you're really at. Because I feel like Bion can always be super competitive, but I feel like he's a very difficult player to break through for a lot of the non-Korean players. I think his style is just so oppressive and so kind of like all over the place. Like it's really like a speed check and so that a lot of the non-Koreans do not always meet. But it's the sort of skill that Bion doesn't necessarily manage to kind of like, doesn't have at a high... No, he can't win a championship off of that a lot of the time, right? I guess is what I'm thinking on. So it's not enough to kind of go and do that, but it's very much so, like I say, a good kind of barrier test for all these other players. I always feel like Bion's, like I say, a good line of kind of testing where you're really at. You definitely have those runs, like last week where he won, right? But, yeah, just very consistently high up there and going to test you very much so mechanically and in the speed kind of essence as well. Paper pops out, gonna go on a journey. Marine producing straight after on that barracks for the moment, so just gonna bring that straight through. Couple of queens, drone, overlord. Coming about, we're just gonna get the Reaper still stepping forward and a few lings. Just gonna get there as well. A little grenade going down. The ling's gonna get chased. Emperor's gonna hop up to the high ground. Yo, Lenny, thank you so much for the fresh new subscription. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. How you doing? Thank you. Appreciate the support. I always find it crazy when we've been doing this for like, you know, almost 10 years full time now and stuff, and we're still fine, you know. People still subscribe for the first time. It's like, wow, we're still getting like new people to come in and support the stream. I always find that so amazing. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the great content. No worries. I really do appreciate you supporting it. Thank you so much. A couple of Hellions on the way here from Bion. Unsurprising for the TVZ opener. Obviously, Hellions do typically dictate this early game TVZ meta game, so no surprises there at all. As the couple of Hellions will be popping. Tech Lab coming up on the barracks. And the Starport going to finish very shortly as well. CC still coming over. A couple of Hellions are going to complete. Those SCVs continuing through as well. So again, we bring all of that up and online. Link speed just over halfway done already. And yeah, a couple of Hellions of Reaper just peel off over to that right-hand side. Hail, Wardi, 10 years of casting and tournament excellence. Yeah, it's kind of wild because I was in June. It is my 10 years of being full-time StarCraft here as well, specifically full-time. You know, obviously doing this a little bit longer than that, but I was gonna do like a big subathon thing, and it's just like June is becoming so busy that I'm kind of like, maybe we shouldn't just do a big subathon thing. Like there's Home Story Cup, and there's a Bulgarian event, and there's qualifier things, and there's just stuff everywhere, you know. So I was like, I wanted to do like not really a subathon, but like a streamathon where we just stream every day for like 12 hours and we have some like fun content and stuff. But I might have to put that off a little bit because I just feel like June is legitimately so busy. I feel like it's very difficult to actually to do anything in June for like a week straight. So yeah, not sure about that, but because I really want to do a thing where we watch over like old Wardi TV VODs and stuff and so on and so forth, and that'd be fun. Anyways, Interference Matrix coming through. Just gonna have ourselves that Raven upgrade actually being committed to, but obviously there's no Raven on the map, so we should still cancel that in the last second here. Just trying to make this look like Cloak for as long as possible. Or just accidentally making Interference Matrix instead of Cloak. I mean, that's a mistake. If you let that finish, there's not a Raven in sight. So I think Bion has gone for the fake and forgotten that he's faking. After EWC should have some more time. Yeah, the problem is after EWC, it's like... the problem is EWC happens and StarCraft 2 calms down, and then my life gets crazy because we get married. So... yeah, the 6 weeks after EWC are probably not going to be actually very calm at all, so it's also probably not a good time to do it. So yeah, it's rough. Alright, well, just see the Hellions. Pulling back through, 1-1 upgrades and that combat shield still coming online. The melee upgrades coming up as well. Get some overlords on the way, lings and drones coming through. Continue to get that up and running. Is the bracket for the wedding out yet? Nah, we're gonna keep it secret until the day, you know? I was thinking of doing the wedding invitational, just, you know, everyone's in town. Just, you know, get everyone to come over and play some StarCraft. The wedding invitational. The winner gets an extra glass of wine on with their dinner. Banshee gonna get chased around. A few Hellions are still poking and prodding for some damage as well. 6 drones have gone down so far. And tank and the Marines coming up. The factory and the refinery coming through. The reactors are building. Yeah, melee upgrade is going to finish up very shortly. Still got that Baneless speed halfway done. Hydra speed coming up as well. A couple of creep teamers will begin to go down, so we get rid of all of that. The queen step away. Here comes this army of Bion. They're going to start just pushing. He already has just a significant supply advantage, it feels like, pushing across the map right now. Bion's just going to waddle forward. Just going to see a couple of tanks firing away. Zergling's taking some shots. Just got a couple of the drones being grabbed as well. Drones taking some damage. A couple of queens going down. The Banes trying to roll through too. A couple of those Banes is going to be dropping down. Another couple of queens. Good position for Bion, sitting across this ledge and able to deny that extractor from here. Feels very powerful. Taking gas away from the Zerg. Always going to be a good thing. Slows them down a lot. Yeah, those tanks have not really been hit by anything. Now the Lings and Bane's going to have to come around the corner and see why the Terrans are liking this map, huh? Lambo will clean this up, but it comes at a pretty hefty cost. He lost quite a lot of units in this process. Now there's a drop on the 12 o'clock that he was not immediately set to deal with, so has to kind of take a moment to pull back and actually go and handle that as well. A few Marines looking to fight. A few Lings going down. Balin crashing in for a few Marines as well. Those Hydras still trying to put some work in too. And we do have the 2-2 upgrades coming about. Medivacs and Marines, Marauders still coming up. Extra barracks on the way about as well. Single Queen just going to fire onto that Marine in a few moments. And that drone's going to be getting killed off the natural. A lot of Marine tank working up that left-hand side. A couple of those Banshees flying overhead as well. Yeah, an Infestation Pit coming through. The Overlord's coming about. Groove Spines, 2-2 melee upgrades. Those Hydras are going to step in. Just going to see Marines already dropping. Tank firing again. A couple more Widowmine shots going out and about here and there. Just for these early stages. We just have a hatchery going down. On the bottom side, a little bit of action moving around as well. Marines are going to gather. Healing going to be done. And there's 3 Lings on the other side, not able to do much in a game. Bion continue to just get that supply advantage a little bit more in his favor and maintaining that at the moment. Making this a real challenge for Lambo here at the moment. Bane's crashing through. I'm just going to be seeing the Banshee going down. Putting all these Banes and chase back the other way. Overseer going to get chased as well. So we've got the 2-2 upgrades finishing up shortly. Overlord speed about to complete. Hive and the Lurker Den coming up for the moment. A few more Lings are coming through. The Banes trying to chase up. Banelings actually getting good connections onto some of those Marines at least. Lambo's still just 30 army supply down though, and that is going to be something that you can't really come over very easily. It's going to be a real challenge as a couple of other Banes continue to roll about just haphazardly trying to play clean up here. None of it really going all that well, honestly. Feels like this one is definitely tilting over into Bion's favor for the opening game. A lot of good positions that Bion's been able to take advantage of in this game, definitely showing us. I actually feel like Bion is one of the better players when it comes to new maps. I feel like he's always very quick to kind of get onto the maps and figure things out and try and figure out what's, what sort of like abusive spots he can try and take advantage of. He's the same when he plays TLMC, because he's one of the players that always asks what maps they're going to be playing that day, what maps are more likely to be in the map pool and so on, and just trying to get a chance to just put some time into each and every map and learn as much about them, as soon as possible. And obviously participating like that in the TLMC gives him a natural advantage when some of these maps come to ladder, because he's already put some real good thought into these maps back when they, first get seen in TLMC. That fits him into some pretty good positions as GG gets called, and that is going to be Bion to take the opening game of this best of 3. So Bion opening up strong in the round of 8. What's up, Blue Cyclone? Thank you so much for the 13-month resub on the Prime as well. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll just nip 1 minute of ads in just in case. And we'll get into ley lines for game number 2. And we kept a couple of the old maps for this current map pool, so Good to see that. Like I say, Hero and Mana playing in the semi-final already, guys. That's already ongoing. And then the winner of that plays the winner of Bion / Lambo / Classic / Cure. That's all ongoing as well in the top half of the bracket for the moment. Awesome. Alright, we head into ley lines. And we are readying up. Game number 2. Bion vs Lambo. Let's get straight into it as we have ourselves in the bottom left corner of the map. The blue Terran player. This will be Bion. Taking the 1-0 advantage over teammate Lambo in the top right corner of ley lines. Game 2 of this best of 3. What's up, Fly Jacken, with a 26-month resub as well in the Prime. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wish these were best of 5. Yeah, me too, but unfortunately you can't have best of 5s every day of the week. Yeah, a little bit extreme to make people play best of 5 for Open Cups. Got best of 5 finals coming up, though. Obviously, best of 3 semis, best of 5 finals. This is a round of 8, so we got at least a best of 3 and a best of 5 coming up after this still. So we still got some good StarCraft 2 coming on through. Not much going on here. Watching a command center, but there's not much else happening on the map. And Overlord's flying across. The barracks is building. The hatch and pool on the way. No gas just yet. Notably on the side of Lambo, not having that gas. Tells you a little bit about where we are at for the moment. TC coming up. That orbital command not far from being done. Reaper on the way. And continue to spread out for a few moments. See that Reaper making some plays, getting across the sides. And a factory coming up. The CC's on the way. We'll continue to get settled here for just a few moments. And triple CC from Bion and just building on location as well, so no fear from him. He is just full of confidence. Getting set up here right off the bat, isn't he? It almost feels cheeky, but like, Lambo's going to play this openly with no link speed, right? Then you can get away with this. Like, what is Lambo going to pull across the map when you've got no gas? Nothing really. He's going to go straight at roaches, but by then the third CC is going to be long finished, so that's really not going to be a problem at all. Swaps over to the reactor, and you have ourselves the roach run on the way up from Lambo as mentioned. And that will be his way to kind of deal with everything here. There's really not going to be much else you can do about it. There's early stages. Plans going about, CC coming through and gets settled up as the Hellion and the Reaper just going to whack away at a couple of Queens. So we are getting some work done for the moment. The Queens will sit there, Reaper and the Hellion going to get kept away. Barracks and the Orbital coming online behind this from Bion as he sets the 3 base up and starts to get the production rolling to make that 3 base all worthwhile as well. These few Hellions and the Reaper is going to come stepping up to try and see what's going on. As the Roaches stepping through themselves, coming straight across. And the Evolution Chamber coming about, the Carapace coming up, the Queen's going to be there to push the Hellions the other way, a Reaper as well getting pushed back the other side. Aliens will gather. Still got that starport coming online currently. Just going to be seeing the few SCVs coming along with it, and we'll see a Marine and a Stim pack coming through too, so a little bit of getting set up. Again, 1-1 upgrade is going to come up from Bion as well. It's just going to bring that straight into play. Can Lambo make this roach style effect eventually kind of come into action here? Can he eventually make this really work out for himself? That's going to be the question we sit asking ourselves, so... Get that set up. Still got the +1, the Stim, and so continue to come through. The Hellions still just cruising about. Obviously, again, the more that they can hold out to the map, the happier they are going to end up being. So, going to be pretty cozy with that idea for the moment or two. Continue to settle in for now. Hellions come back over to the other side. So again, they're also just going to be journeying across here for a little bit, stepping straight over. Hellions are going to try and show up, and a couple of the drones just have to pull straight out of there. And the roaches get there to push the Hellions back the other side. Infestation bit coming up as Lambo clearly showing us the idea that, hey, look, I'm going to go and build into a big old, you know, I'm going to build into this infestation pit. I'm going to get myself set up and really just happy to go on the hive and so on. It's just getting all of that ready. Tech is coming through. Ling speed and Bane speed even, so going from that Roach Ravage into a little bit of the Ling Bane support, which is really not uncommon as well. Very expected, honestly. So yeah, just getting all of that set. As the Roach Ravager joins up. Roaches, I mean, you shouldn't really be able to do much here as Bion. Attacking forward into Roaches should be pretty null and void, and Lambo does just push that away pretty comfortably for now. This upgrade still coming through, Carapace upgrade, but then we'll be swinging into melee upgrade. So again, that investment into Ling speed and Bane speed is going to start really showing its power. And with that Hive coming up as well, possibility for Adrenal Glands, maybe even an Ultra Cavern coming down already if you continue with Carapace upgrades nicely. There's going to be a lot of opportunity and potential there, so... Those things become possible now as the medevacs load up and will, for the moment, just skip away and steer clear of trouble. We'll keep playing, and we do have ourselves the melee and Carapace upgrades coming up as well, so like I say, the Ultra Cavern is not an unexpected kind of addition here. In the grand scheme of things. Spring's getting rid of a few more Zerglings, and we've got 2-2 well on the way from Bion, so eventually we'll take his own upgrades into his own hands. You can see some Vipers also on the way up currently. Lambo's going to hold this off, and like I say, that's kind of needed. You can't let Bion just kind of dictate and control these games all the way throughout like he was kind of starting to do previously, so get into a nice little spot there. Marines gather up, gonna go after a couple of Zerglings. And still got the 2-2, still got that +1 vehicle weapons. Just a little bit of everything being brought online for now. And get back up to the top here. Again, the Kindness playing gonna be a part of this. The Adrenal Glands coming up as well. That will finish shortly as a couple Ultras and the Lings continue in production. We get rid of a Queen, we get rid of some Zerglings. Bane's obviously going to be a good enough of a threat to try and keep this pinned back too. As Ling Bane, Roach Ravager very much so stepping forward and ready in itself at the moment here. Drone Claw is about halfway done. Also gives you the opportunity to go into those Widow Mines, that Drilling Claws, so gives you a chance to just improve those and shows us a little bit of what we might continue to build as this game progresses. Back over that right side. Lambo, one thing he doesn't have a lot of is creep, right? Doesn't have a lot of creep in front of his bases at all, and that's going to give Bion a very easy time pushing up and into position on a lot of those spots. That's going to be a pretty big deal. Can only imagine that's going to become a frustration for Lambo as this game progresses. It's one of the benefits of Bion having been able to kind of stay aggressive on the map so much and really kind of be out there and constantly poking and, like I say, pressuring and just having a presence. It's definitely taken away from Lambo's ability just to kind of get that creep out. Like I say, in the long term, or in the long run, that's going to help you a lot. As we pull back here as Bion toward the planetary fortress, Blinding Cloud coming down on the siege tank. We don't have a huge tool to get rid of the ultras right now, so they are currently going to be able to kind of stand strong, but we're actually just not going to have enough units as Bion in the end. But when the final few moments is just Bion sitting there and just clearing up everything that comes into existence, then, well, yeah, kind of explains itself, doesn't it? A few mules jump into repairing up that CC, and with 3-3 on the way out still, it looks as though Bion is going to be into a very cozy spot. Now, he did actually lose 22 SCVs, but man, he cleaned up so much of that army. It feels difficult to believe that Lambo's going to come swinging back across the map anytime soon here and just kind of, you know, come back across with any sort of ferocity that really packs much of a punch or packs much meaning, so... He's just going to go running around. He's getting the wrap around there as well. It's just going to go and wrap around that Bioforce. Bio's going to show up on the right side. There's not enough Banelings. It's one of the things that's very noteworthy right now, isn't it? Just the lack of Banes really becoming more and more of an issue as we continue through. The space going down is obviously not ideal. Lambo losing some drones along with it, and he's going to know that this game in general is just not going his way. So we stay GG's, and we get to the next one. As Bion will take the 2-0, and Lambo will unfortunately be dropping out today. Just like that. Hero's already made it through to the finals, so he finds the 2-0 over Mana to make it to the Wardi TV Monday finals today. He will play Bion, Classic, or Cure. The current question being what are Classic and Cure up to. If we could find out that would be fantastic. Let's see. 1-1 tied up between Classic and Cure, but the winner will play Bion. So it'll be on the Korean server no matter what in the near future. We can actually take a peek at this from the Korean stream. Why not? You can't watch it in super high quality, guys, because... You know what? Maybe I could watch it on YouTube. That makes sense.
뺏겨버리면
There we go. Yo, thank you so much for the donation, the bits. Every day you see bits. Thank you so much, Drexia808 for the 300 bits. Thanks for the StarCraft. No issues. Let's have a look at where this Cure Classic matchup is. The winner of this will be playing against Bion in the semi-finals, so that's where we are kind of at this part of the tournament. So yeah, we'll just take a quick peek at this and see where we're at as this is a game 3. I'm looking pretty back and forth at the moment. Obviously, it is 1-1 in the series. Manivacs come over to hit some SCVs up. Bioforce come in, step about, a couple of tanks gather. Big push from Cure because he is pressing in toward this base of the Protoss. Gets rid of the rocks, which removes the ability to flank with the Zealots. So now everything has to come from this left side, which gives the tanks a much better time against it because it'll all come in clumped up. If it attacks in, and I don't know if Classic really wants to be the one attacking in based on that at the moment, actually. That might just be something you want to try, if possible, to steer away from, if you possibly can. Get through the gap, and obviously the Nexus takes some damage. That's the Zealots, so we do get something of a run-by to try and surround this. Problem is, we're losing a lot of our other tech units here, although supply is kind of thinning out. The Colossus staying alive in the back, the Zealots are staying strong, and actually, got to be careful if you try and lift up to leave here, because the Stalkers will have Blink, and the Medivacs are almost out of boost energy, which means that they would struggle to get away. We're going to lose every single Medivac, and that means we can keep chasing this army down, and Classic might have just been able to push back that Force Secure. Man, that was looking terrifying as well. That was looking truly terrifying, but we are going to push it back, and Classic's going to get the win, and that's going to be GG's. So Classic goes 2-1 against Cure to set up a best of 3 against Bion in the semi-finals. So we're going to get right into that. Bion versus Classic coming up in a few moments. And there you go. Perfect. So that's where we're at, guys. Awesome. All right, let's take a couple moments then. I'm going to be RP and just nip to the bathroom and stuff and refill my drink. So I'll see you guys in a few moments. More StarCraft 2 is coming up. I'll see you guys on the other side of this, like I say, for more SC2 games. With Bion vs. Classic up next. Ultra Love, Tokamak, and Persephone. Gonna be our maps for this series. And hosting to game one of this right now. How's everyone doing? Semi-final time in Wardi TV Mondays 34. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Alright, alright. Let's get this going. See what we're gonna do, see what's gonna happen. Everyone's joining the party. Classic versus Bion is our matchup. Get this ready to go. Everyone's joining us, so just a few moments, guys, get invited in. XXXIV. Yeah, we should really switch the Roman numerals at some point to we should really switch to the Roman numerals at some point for epicness, shouldn't we? Gotta really put the point across. Alright, countdown into Bion versus Classic here any moment. There we go. Countdown begins, and we will start heading ourselves into this TVP series and get this on the way. So, Bion vs. Classic, Wardi TV Mondays. Again, guys, if you are enjoying Wardi TV Mondays and you generally enjoy Wardi TV tournaments, do consider checking out the Wardi TV 2025 series crowdfunder on the Indiegogo page. Super appreciate if you do. Again, that's !2025 in the Twitch or the YouTube chat. Should work in both. And you guys can get a link through to the Indiegogo page and check that out. I was looking at the Indiegogo stats yesterday, and apparently we have only had 500 visits to the campaign. Now, that's pretty bonkers because ever since the campaign launched, we've seen something like 23,000 unique people pass through the stream. So do not be one of the, I don't even know what percentage that is. A very low percentage of people, though, go through to the Indiegogo page and even just check it out and see what it's about. So please do consider checking it out, guys. As, like I say, it really allows us to potentially run more StarCraft this year. Better StarCraft, better tournaments, bigger tournaments. Do you support Wardi TV events? Because these do not happen without you. I had one person telling me that they shouldn't, they didn't tell me, but they said to somebody else, and I saw it somewhere over the last few days. They said, there's no point supporting Wardi TV tournaments because they're going to happen anyway. Which is actually just not true. It really is not true, so if in case that's your kind of trail of thought as well, that is really not the case. I do not just have endless amounts of money to run StarCraft 2 tournaments with. It's really because of your support, so like I said, check it out and all the rest, and let's get into some StarCraft 2 here in this best of 3, as we have down to the bottom left-hand side the blue Terran player. This is Bion, taking on the red Protoss. In the top right corner of the map, we have got Classic. Community equals Wardi TV money hack. Yeah. But you can't get complacent, right? You know, like, just because we already make these things doesn't mean that they'll just naturally happen forever. You know, there's a reason I get behind it and say support and stuff. You know? There's a reason we make that a big point of our streams and so on, but, you know, it is very true. Some people don't believe in it. All I can do is try and make it, known the other way around, basically, so yeah, people take it for granted. Yeah, I think they do a little bit. That's okay. I mean, there's also a lot of different stuff to support in StarCraft 2 nowadays as well, so I don't expect everyone to support. And again, I think another thing I always say is one of the most important things you can do is just watch. You guys watching is one of the best ways to support because your viewership does a lot for us, right? And it doesn't cost you guys anything, so just come and watch and enjoy. It's always one of the best ways to support as well. But, I definitely don't take it for granted. There's a lot of effort that goes into maintaining what we do. Trial Council coming down. Warp Gate on the way. A couple of probies are on the way out as well. The Hellion, the SCV, and the Starport will continue to come on up. Orbital Command continues through as well. A couple of Marines, the Hellion as well. Again, a bit of everything coming up for the moment. Have that Stalker there, pinging away at the Hellion. Pushing that around a little bit, the Stalker comes across. Hellion will take a few more shots of damage. And that Blink will be starting. Warp Gate's on the way. That Hellion will continue to go to the top side as the medevac. They'll be producing through as well from Bion. A couple of SCVs in the tech lab coming in as well. Just gonna have that Hellion coming back around the other side. Yo, what's up, Nebby? Thank you so much for the 8 bits. You're broke, boy. But love the brackets, will support more in the future. No worries. Like I say, I appreciate not everyone can afford to support, and that's why I really do mean it when I say that. Just coming in and watching is one of the best things you can do. Keep the numbers up. We can turn those numbers into ad revenue or sponsorships as well. Like, numbers mean a lot as well, so appreciate you viewing. And thank you for the 8 bits, as our hallucination will go and keep an eye on this medevac, which means that Classic is super aware of where Bion is moving this medevac to try and harass with. And because of that, these Stalkers will zone it out, and this will not go anywhere at all. The one Hellion will sneak up the side and maybe try and get in for some information, but I feel like the information is pretty much there. There's a lot of Stalkers. It kind of feels like it's probably going to be Blink. So, yeah, I feel like that's kind of where we're at for the moment here. As everything comes through. And, yeah, gonna get a full scout through the main base, gets a probe or two as well. Yeah, a couple probes is not bad at all for this Hellion. As you see, the hallucination once again gonna keep track of this medevac, and it will be damned if it lets this medevac sneak past it. Hallucination doing everything possible to keep everything under control here and stop things from slipping away into chaos. As yo, Andy, thank you so much as always for the bits. 500 of them coming in. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, that harassment from Bion is just not allowed to go anywhere. Meanwhile, the sentry and the few stalkers are going to turn back up to the top. Blink has completed, and we go directly into charge as a follow-up for this. So now we get that charge underway. The two gateways and the forge both building up. We see the few probes being added on as well. Banshee and the Marines. It's going to continue in. The couple of probes is going to be going down. Three workers just going to continue to drop. Let's see the charge, the +1. Observer continue up as well. You get a couple gates on the way out. Barracks going to swap over to the tech lab. Starport builds the reactor. Factory going to go build a reactor up as well. So the barracks going to go also try and land into position. Storks get underneath. Banshee taking shots again. Banshee is going to get turned away. Two probes going down. This is not the craziest amount of Banshee damage, but it ain't nothing either, right? So, a little bit of harass. Obviously, keeping some of the Stalkers pinned back at home. That does a lot for you as well. Just not having those Stalkers on the map is a pretty big factor. You know, it's a pretty good positive. But Banshee's still trying to find a way around and about. Stalker's going to blink underneath, and a couple of probes continue to go down as well. Again, Marine Marauder, Medevac Mine coming through for the moment as our upgrades continue to come into play. Stem Combat and +1 all coming through. Just have, again, our Marine Marauder, Medevac all coming about. Then you get settled in here for the moment. And again, the cleanup. I mean, like I say, it frees up some of the Stalkers, which is good for you. As the +1 combat and the stem continue to come by. The Widow Mine still coming up. This army of Bion moving out through the bottom side, heading over to the left. He's going to step forward, and that is going to be the pylon. Going down. Wow, what a pylon to deny. 5 gateways get depowered from that. That's absolutely nuts as the Zealots and the Stalkers gather up. The Bio goes up to the top side, aiming for that 12 o'clock. A couple of those Zealots getting in. SCV's going to be taking hits, but now Classic's going to lose this base on the left-hand side, and Bion going to knock Classic down to a 3-base Protoss. One of those bases is yet to finish building. Defense at home is good from Bion so far as well, so looking pretty reasonable there. A couple of Zealots that are left. I mean, he only lost 3 SCVs, so yeah, actually doing very well for himself in general at that point. Marines come over. Zealot's going to warp in, just going to chase after those couple of Widow Mines. Bang, 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 and a few of those Zealots going down. The rest of the Bio is going to get back across there too, so more shots. Prism's still warping in. Like I say, Classic having to re-establish a base, though, is obviously a pretty big deal. Because now we just have the units going to reposition. Does Bion clean this up? I mean, he wants to clean this up without taking much more damage. The Stalkers at front starting to pick off some units off to the right side of your screen. Classic is still trailing army supply-wise, though. 2 tanks are going to siege the Natural. I wonder why he thought it would be good to siege them. He's going to unsiege them now. Sieging them is wild. Like, unsiege, just target fire, a couple of probes, lift back up. But sieging them is risky. I mean, he does get them away, but like I say, I felt like that was more of a risk than really necessary there in those early stages. Tanks will just siege up. Colossus needs to be careful. Actually, target fire down a Stalker there, but I feel like we could have got more shots on the Colossus. Getting that lower HP might have been worth it, I guess. The Stalker was a guaranteed kill, where the Colossus was very unlikely to go down, right, was very much so probably not going to happen. Just playing through one of the Vikings going down. What am I going to do that thing against the Zealots? Good split last second actually to keep some of the extra Zealots alive. A couple more going down now. Still got that Prism, armor upgrade, extended thermal lance coming through too. Marine Marauder Viking coming over as Bion just resells. Factory lands. And yeah, extended thermal lance coming about, +1 armor coming through as well. Simulator coming online, the rest of this army from Classic still coming through the middle right here, and again, that orbital command coming about, starport coming through, refineries added on. Vikings coming up as well for the moment. The Stalker's going to get there and pick off the Widow Mine. Just seeing our extra Zealots warping through. Army comes down to that bottom left-hand side. Just going to start whacking away. A couple of Marauders will start a fire. Ghost Academy coming up. Viking Marine Marauder coming through. What am I going to go off onto the Observer overhead? Knock that down immediately. Classic's army actually kind of scary, right? But it really depends on if you can keep the Colossus safe. 2 more Vikings show up from Bion, but taking a while to really come into play. Wow, Classic's actually going to turn this around, isn't he? Bion's Widow Mines are all on cooldown. These few Zealots just showing up. 22 SCVs dead, and Bion is actually going to run out of steam in a game that just seemed was all about Bion. Classic is going to have this one final push that Bion just was not ready to deal with the amount of Zealots, plus the Colossus. He did not have enough Vikings. This Colossus going untouched in the back, doing so much splash damage over time. Really some very solid work as the SCVs pull in. Colossus will continue to put some work into those. 40 SCVs dead. Classic's going to take game 1, guys. He's going to take the 1-0 lead in this best of 3 semi-final. So Classic gets off to the 1-0 start, and we'll be heading into this game 2 in a couple of moments. Continue through with that in just a few, as we get our second game coming up in a second. Alright, game 2 coming up then, guys. As Bion, man, it really felt like he did what he needed to get into a good position in that game, but just could not play the closing out of it. And there you go, we've got ourselves a 1-0 lead for our Pro Display. Looking to make it a PvP final! Oh, don't make it out and say it ain't so. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna go into Tokamak in this next game. Players are readying up, just getting everyone in here. We head into this Bion vs. Classic game. Alright, let's kick this off. Let's get this started. As we have ourselves game number 2. Classic leads 1-0. Let's see if he can keep it going in this PvT. Man, he really felt like he got bullied though. This has been kind of Bion's weakness for a while. Like, he gets into what feels like good playable PvTs, and then he struggles. Like, he just starts to fall apart a little bit deeper into the game, so it has been kind of the problem for Bion just lately in this matchup. Definitely has not been his best matchup for a little while now, certainly. As in the bottom left, our Blue Terran player will be Bion. He is going to try and bounce back to take a second game and tie the series against our Red Protoss in the top right-hand corner. Classic. Game number 2. This best of 3. Our probe coming across the map here as we just take a little bit of a step over to the other side. So just going to begin with that. The first few moments. Okay, we're coming about. Racks going through. Getting SCV building up as well. So we can get that online for a little bit. Just gonna have ourselves the probe nibbling at the SCV for a few moments. Getting some work done. Obviously, Bion wants to come down here and place this expansion. Classic already gets his expansion started, so across the map, both players kind of heading into that expansion to start off with. Gun bio micro is his greatest strength and a huge weakness. He tries to beast mode in the mid game with straight bio. Yeah, it's like he gets carried away with it, right? It's like it starts going well, he just forgets that at some point it's probably still better to tech up. And instead he just goes non-stop. Just never stops to kind of turn around and to take a different approach to it, you know? Kind of crazy. Thank you for the Indiegogo contributions, by the way. I've seen a few of them ping up in my emails. Thank you so much for supporting the Indiegogo page and the campaign we got there. Like I say, aiming for that $10,000 mark to help buff up Wardi TV tournaments this year. Appreciate your support toward it. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. CC coming through, factory coming up, reactor on the way. Going to be seeing the Widow Mine and the SCV still continuing to play as well. It's just bringing all of that online currently. Yeah, Stargate will be coming through, about halfway done. Orbital begins to morph onto the natural. SCV in the corner, getting pinged away at as well. May as well just continue through. Stalker is going to get jumped on and get pushed away. Stalker will go down. We're just going to relocate about. Phoenix, Stalker, a couple of probes, all continuing about for now. Tech Lab coming around as well. As we just continue to move on over. Setting up on the ramp. Marine is going to get taken down by the Adept. So Adept will get that cleanup. The SCV is still coming across. Fun for Classic is that he's playing a Stargate, not that Twilight Constant, that Blink that we're so used to seeing in this matchup, so something a little bit different for us there, something a little bit of a different approach is quite fun. We're even halfway done, siege tank building through, the barracks coming up as well. Facility and Twilight Council both dropping down the natural. The Phoenix still coming about. Barracks building. CC on the way. Continue to get that going as again tanking. Couple Marines building through. The Phoenix just gather. That should keep you very safe through this early stage of the game and take away a lot of the aggression and kind of consistency that Bion brings when it comes to just kind of putting on pressure and keeping that pressure going a lot of the time. Charge coming about, just gonna see our gates coming up, couple of probes on the way through as well. There's 4 more gateways on the way again, +1 attack, the charge coming about, the sentry being brought up as well, that observer also in production. Gonna be finishing very shortly as the extra gates all continue online. The Phoenix gonna get through here for a few of these SCVs and some shots off initially. 8 workers going down. Amazing when the Phoenix can just get in and use all of those lift energies on the SCVs. I mean, that's just 10 SCVs going straight out of this game. Can't really do much about it as Bion. There's not really much of a way to punish or stop that, apart from just not letting the Phoenix get there in the first place. I mean, sometimes you can zone the map, but clearly Bion not in position to do that this time, so ends up in a little bit of a rough spot for the moment. It's 12 SCVs, 6 Marines dead, 4 Stalker and a Phoenix. It's really not great. I'd say definitely Bion in a little bit of pain right now. And considering he had such a good setup last game, to see this one already kind of getting away from him a bit, and then he's still 1-0 down despite the last game, it does feel rough for Bion. Third CC will try and help him to recuperate some of those SCVs, but that's going to still be a long way from where you want to be at. Down 20 workers is truly a step too far, is really a little bit too much. And the +1 attack and the blink continuing online. One upgrades and that combat shield coming through. The Marines are going to get underneath. The Phoenix going to get chased away. Factory just finishes on the reactor. We will have ourselves the orbital command. Just going to fly out toward the front of the third base. It's going to get straight set up over there. This Phoenix and Zealots here, they're just going to catch a couple units out the front as well. Bion is really not looking too great right now, guys. This is not looking hot at all for our Terran. It's going to be that dreaded PvP finals, isn't it? I can already feel it coming. It's coming. It's happening. Okay. It's okay. We can handle a best of 5 PvP. We didn't have any PvP so far today on stream, right? So we can deal with that. T2 set up on those engineering bays, Assaults and Stalkers, Phoenix as well, gathering. Have you seen how Bion just going to shoot? I mean, again, Bion just going to have to sit back and play defensive. T2 coming about again, the upgrades continue about, +2, +1 on the forges. And the Colossus is going to hit the rocks. Open up a little bit of space. And at this point, Classic just starts expanding. It's going to be very, very difficult. We've seen our T2 upgrades still coming about, then Vikings and Ghosts still being built, +1 ship weapons coming through too. Yeah, that prison about to finish up. +3, +1 coming about, the extra gates all coming across as well. We have ourselves the CC, a couple of Vikings and Ghosts building. Another gate going down this, man. I mean, look at the map, man. It's just covered in Protoss. Base after base continue to come through. Like, this is just such a tough situation here for Bion. I feel like I've been kind of repeating voice line for a little bit. Ooh, it's difficult for Terran, it's difficult for Bion. But it really, I mean, this one really is just... I mean, it feels out of reach. Army supplies are similar, but this is one of those times where I feel like the army supplies are not truly representative of what's on the map. And we've got a few Ghosts, we've got a couple Vikings. Let's see if it's enough. As obviously Classic has had enough. He's maxed out and he's ready to fight, so you can start rebuilding. Disruptor shot's great as well. Hits a bunch of Marauders right off the bat. That works wonders. Get rid of an SCV. CC still taking some shots. Chip weapons the +3 coming about. Another couple of Zealots unloading. SCV still going down. A ton more Zealots get warped in, and they're just going to start hitting some of these bases. It's a nice anti-armor missile that actually will do a little bit of holding back, right? So the anti-armor missile is good, but that's, I think, all we've really got going on. Like, the Zealots are going to just run in there. Those SCVs are going to be dropping. 9 workers going down. On the bottom right side, oh, what are we doing? Go to the fight. On the bottom right side of that fight, things are starting to pop off a little bit as well. As Classic just maintaining being maxed out and building the bank. He's on 100 probes, so he can just trade into the Terran repeatedly. And that's something that Bion should just not be able to match at all. Like, it's just a step too far away right now. As the 3-3 continues about, Marine Marauder coming through, Starport and the Reactor coming up as well. Vikings gonna start shooting the Colossus. Colossus goes down. We're still taking a good few losses here in the meantime. Classic has a massive wave of Zealots reinforcing. Marauders couldn't stim, so they just go down as well. Now we come charging up. The Colossus is gone. Do you have enough DPS to get through these Zealots? We layer some EMPs onto them to get rid of their shields. Soka's going to try and focus up some Vikings. I mean, Bion is holding. Resources lost is in his favor, but of course he's down 35 workers. 35 worker difference is pretty ridiculous. And Classic just has those workers mining all the bases on the map. And is, like I say, taking complete and total control at the moment. And 3-3 coming through. And bring that upgrades online from Bion. One's all going down. Bion the Ghost just going to turn around there. Another scan coming about. Shot setting up. CC going to land on the bottom. Still Zealot Stalker Disruptor moving through. On that left side, just going to go for a little bit of a blink forward as well. Disruptor shots are good, hitting a lot of the Bioforces. Stalkers continue to play clean up. I mean, honestly, on top of everything else, the Disruptor shots just being good consistently is going to put Bion into more and more trouble. He was, again, trying to hang on in there, but if there's a way to hang on in, it's not by eating Disruptor shots, right? And Classic just with all of the workers mining away, insane economy available to him. Looking to close this one out as Zealots charge in. Yeah, and Bion is getting some defenses because he has got... Honestly, at this point, Bion's got the better army composition, right? Zealot Stalker versus, you know, Ghosts and so on generally does go the way of the Ghost play. It's just a matter of how much you can really continue to rebuild with, and that's the issue that Bion faces. He just doesn't have the bases. He loses 14 more SCVs. His base does not get protected for too long, unfortunately. That's going to keep you in a little bit of a rough position as the Zealot Stalker here moving back around. You're just got a Nexus again all over the map. Even the middle of the map, Classic has taken Bion's base on the other side. So, if you really want an example of just how far ahead Classic is, this base here really should signify it. This one is, like I say, it's a little bit over. At some point, Classic might... I don't know why he's going up to 106 workers. He might actually benefit from just getting rid of a few workers. And obviously, if you just get rid of a few workers, take a couple more gases, like, just invest in some more tech units. I think this fight might be good enough anyway, but the reason he's not kind of breaking through completely is because, again, he is on, you know, a lot of workers, so his maxed out army is not that much larger than Bion's, even though Bion is not maxed out. And also, like I say, it's a low quality army, which maybe if you take some more gases and you might get some more gas income, you can actually switch over to some more gas-focused units again, some better tech units. Like the Dark Shrine, introducing a bunch of DTs would be very good too. Just something else than Zealots and Stalkers, right? Like, the army quality is still not quite there, which is why, again, Classic is slow to win the game from a very clearly winning position. That's why Bion stays in it, because he knows, well, maybe if he just throws away too much and never transitions, maybe there's the slightest of chances that it just goes a little bit too far, and maybe Bion can scramble something in his favor from there. As long as you continue to win fights as Bion, there's no reason for you to get out of this game just yet. It's kind of like a ZVT, right, where the Terran's attacking into the Zerg player. And it's just like, okay, I'm going to attack into the Zerg, and I'm just going to go and never stop. And that's all well and good, but if you never actually make the final breakthrough, there's a point where the Terran army is like teched up, and the Zerg army is like teched up enough that the Terran stops winning the game. You know, so it's kind of got that element to it right now. And as the Bio kites back away from those Zealots, trying to drag those into liberation zones. Going to make a little bit of something over there. 11 more Stalkers get warped in here from Classic. And shield upgrade continues up alongside that as a couple more Stalkers and Zealots all coming into play. Stalking the Disruptors. We step straight through again. Couple of Disruptor shots getting denied. Turning around again. Another Disruptor gets denied. Again, good fight from Bion. Classic just lost his army. And Bion is going to continue to push this back. A few of those Stalkers still going down. We reinforce with 18 Zealots. Actually going to build 3 Colossus, which might be a nice addition. I mean, the Disruptor's not getting it done currently. Is a Stargate switch helpful here or necessary? He could probably, like, if he started mining gas, he could probably move into, like, a Stargate army. Like, it would probably be good. It's hard, like, if he just made it, like, carriers. I think it's one of the games where he had enough pressure to go into carriers. His fear right now is if he starts losing a fight or two and he starts to go to carriers and Bion attacks him, a lot of your money got invested into carriers, right? So, especially because he doesn't have a lot of gas count, so that's probably the concern out of Classic, although that shouldn't really be a concern because, let's be realistic, like, you've had all the time in the world to make that switch, so yes. At the end of the day, like, he's choosing to be aggressive to kind of just keep Bion pinned back because he feels like he's got that much control. But he could probably give up a bit of control and just make carriers instead and then just, you know, have Bion in a position where he doesn't really have the tech to deal with that, right? It looks as though Bion might be falling apart a little bit here anyways, as the army on the right-hand side going down. That's going to include a bunch of the medevacs as well, so without the medevacs, you're not going to have the ability to stay in this game anywhere near as much. And hence, GG gets called, and we are going to see Classic taking the 2-0. That first game is really meant to be Bion's, I think, and then second game never was meant to be his, but he hung on for as long as he possibly could. G2G, and that means that we have got ourselves a final setup here between Classic and Hero for a little bit of PvP action. A best of 5 to wrap up the day. So yeah, Classic coming through. Classic's been playing great lately. Obviously going to get himself involved today into this finals, taking on Hero. Can he get a win? Let's talk about the typical Wardi TV Monday storyline, guys, is that there's been really very few players that have ever won a Wardi TV Monday. Trap, Shin have both won 1. Bion has won 2 with the second coming last week. Hero 6, MaxPack 7, and Clem 16. So Classic could be the 7th ever player to win one of these cups. And also, yeah, and on top of that, he actually has 1 finals already. This is going to be his second finals. On top of that, Hero, if he wins today, could be tying max packs for the number of times he's won a Monday Cup. So there you go, some stats there for you all, as we'll get our PvP ready to rumble in this finals in just a few moments. Some ads down, we'll get this PvP ready to go, go, go. Go, go, go. Alrighty. Do 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 do. It is coming through quickly. We already got map picks: Pylon, Ley Lines, Manganatha. Gonna be our first 3 maps picked here in this finals. Shock horror, the 3-player map keeps getting vetoed. No way. It's definitely going to be map 4. And Tokamak going to be map 5. The map we've seen a lot of going to be the 5th map. If we get to 5 maps today. So here we go. Classic. How many times has Classic made top 4? I feel like Classic's been a pretty good contender in this event. Wow, honestly, not that much. Crazy. He's only had a few top 4 finishes. Honestly, the stats of the Wardi TV Mondays is always fascinating for me to look through. Just the sheer dominance of Clem, Maxbacks, and Hero, and then... yeah. It's just crazy. I mean, like I say, Clem, Maxpax, and Hero. Maxpax hasn't won one of these since January. We'll see. Again, knocked out by Mana today. Ain't gonna help him either. Maps are set. We should get hosted in a few moments. I'm gonna be going into Pylon for game number 1 of this series. First time I think we've had this on stream since he joined the ladder map pool, so let's enjoy this a little bit. Get this underway. We'll get this underways. Alright, looks as though everyone is in, which means we should be ready to go into this best of 5. And one caster to join us, and we should be straight into this. So, 3, 2, and 1. Countdown is going to begin. And thanks for joining us today, guys, for WardiTV Mondays 34. I'll be putting together a tournament. Wardi TV May coming up over the next few days as well, so you guys have some more StarCraft to look forward to this week. We'll be live. I think we should be live every single day this week, actually, so if you're into StarCraft, hit the follow button on Twitch, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, see when we're live in the future for more SC2. Let's go into Pylon for game number 1 of this best of 5 finals in the Wardi TV Mondays. So we have got ourselves in the bottom right corner. The blue Protoss player is going to be Hero. Up against the red Protoss in the top left-hand side, we have got ourselves Classic. Can you put a pylon on a pylon? Of course you can put a pylon on a pylon. We're doing it right now. They've just put 2 pylons down. I actually think that every time we put a pylon down on pylon, we should call the map pylon, pylon, pylon. You know, basically add a pylon for every time there's a pylon. So right now the map's actually called pylon, 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 LE. But now that's fine for now. It's going to get crazy if this gets to a mid-game. Guess we'll, see how it goes. Pylon cubed, yeah. Probe scatting about, gate and the cyber cores coming up. Got these pylons coming through, the probe coming up as well. Let's get this ready to roll as the probe comes over. Just gonna go a nibbling. Yeah, we just chased around for a few moments. So, just gonna see the Zealot and the Sentry coming about. The Warp Gate coming through. The couple of Adepts coming up on the side of Classic. We can get that underway. Obviously the opening coming through here. Already seen the Robo facility coming online. Couple Stalkers coming up. The Warp Gate coming through. Next is coming in from Hero on the natural already as well. Centering the Warp Gate coming about. Get settled down and get this underway. Sentries going to make their way around. We are now on pylon, 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 pylon. Fascinating map. This is a fun idea for the first minute of the game. It's going to get very old very quick. We'll Stalker step about. A couple of Adepts come through. I'm just going to be seeing our gateway coming about as well. Next is going to be finishing. And those 2 Adepts is going to go up the ramp for the moment or so. And again, the 2 Adepts and Stalkers pinging away at the Nexus. The next taking damage. Adepts will come through again. Stargate about to complete. Nice little force field that's going to trap one of those Adepts straight away there as well. It's going to be a nice catch just for the moment. As both those Adepts will go down, so a few probes going to fall. And our Phoenix and a couple of probes on the way out. And more than the Adepts continue to come into play currently. And the Prism needs to go around that right-hand side. So again, just seeing what else we can do as the Twilight Council comes on into play. Those Adepts still joining up together. Couple of Adepts is going to continue across. Just going to see the hallucination hanging onto the prism as well, so a few more shots coming about there as 3 workers going down. Gateway and the probe still coming about as well. Chrono boost on the blink. And we've got the probes coming about. Just got ourselves the immortal chrono boosting as well, so we continue to bring that over. Still got the observer overhead. The prison going to be pulling back down. The immortal and a couple of sentries going to unload. The Classic's aggression going to hit big right now as we can actually force field the units out. He needs a couple of units low ground, but obviously we can go to the low ground and force field the units in if we want to as well. We've got a while until Blink is going to be done. Does get that immortal lifted up and saves it away from that Phoenix. That's a nice little grab. But the Stalkers will step through. The battery going to heal up some of the Phoenix as well. Still got the gateway and the assembler coming about. Probes online shortly. There's a few more Stalkers warping in on the side of Classic, so still bringing that into play. Force fields drop straight through. The army of heroes sitting strong. Intep taking a few more shots. The Immortal Stalkers just pushing on forward. The Sentry's going to be there to try and fight back the other direction. There's the Phoenix lifting up, and the Immortal can get lifted into the skies as well. Taken out of there for the moment. There's a couple of Guardian Shields popping up and chilling for the moment. Blink about to be done. Gates coming up. Probes on the way. Now all of those gateways continue to come about as the Adepts are going to set up. Going to go for a couple grabs. 3 workers going down. Make it 4. A couple of Stalkers will go onto the Adept as well. Just going to look to clean that out. That's 5 workers killed. And we'll sit at just the 5 workers killed as well. So the rest of this army coming across the other side. Maybe cancellations. Heroes Forward Gateway will not get to go online. It's fun because obviously now Classic has this very kind of sturdy army with the Immortals, where Hero has the aggressive army with the Stalkers and the mobile army with the Stalkers. So you see two very different army types setting up. With that forward gateway down, it's difficult for Hero to keep on attacking right now. He does not have a robo, does not have a way to warp in across the map. And so, yeah, we should honestly have Classic, I think, going to be able to defend this, because I don't think he's going to get shredded apart too much, and without reinforcements, it should be kind of fine for Classic. Looking good at the moment in this opening game. Adepts across the map from the Prism as well, going to get a few probes and force some warp-ins here. Looks like the Prism is going to go down, so that will fall. Now the Adepts shade down to the natural, but they will be able to find themselves a few more probe kills. 7 workers going down, the Stalkers warp in, the Adepts still going to threaten up into the main base as well. 11 probes dropping, the Adepts are going to recall. This is really nice. I mean, Classic just maintaining the lead. He's going to take this as a chance to put his 3rd base down as well, not too far behind Heroes, and I like his army. As soon as he gets Blink, he's on a better army. Just because of the fact he will have Blink versus Blink, and he's going to have the Immortal still mixed into his army force as well, so really is starting to look very, very good for you there. Charging the +1 coming up. A couple sentries coming through. That's going to get a Stalker. The other few Adepts making their way down. They're going to enter that mineral line once more, so straight through they go. As we make across, and Hero just trying to make plays, but is ending up just losing Stalkers and still losing probes on the other side as Adepts show up again. A few more workers going down immediately there. Hero is going to have charge. That's a kind of a nice little something. Can offset the Immortals. So we'll see if the Chargers can maybe be his answers. Classic's own 3rd base going to be finishing now. No Zealots on the map yet though, right? Okay, there's a couple of Zealots on the map currently. So it's going to come blinking over, and we are going to have Hero just going to have to escape away. A couple more Stalker shots still landing. Hero just about getting out of there as Classic does give chase again. Having his own Blink now gives him that mobility to kind of match Hero on his way to his own charge as well. Continue to see exactly where he's going to. Stalkers warping in. Zealots warp in, the gates come up, the probe and the +1 coming through. Stalker blinks off over to the side. Stalker's going to hit the pylon again. Another little bit of blinking going down. Prism coming across also currently. There's the Robo Facility Gateway and the +2 attack coming up as well. Pylon also coming into action just for the moment. That Zealot, a few Stalkers come back the other side still. A few more Stalkers coming back over. A little force field coming down into place. Pop back on, shield up. Couple force fields dropping down again. Some Stalkers blinking around the sides. Gonna see that Prism still moving about too. Battery taking some damage. Gonna see that going down. The Nexus taking hits as well. Forge. Well, actually, hang on a second. Hero, this is a messy fight. Oh my god. Probes all from the bottom side. The Immortal's just gonna shred the Stalkers though. Yeah, Hero kind of blinked and was like, let's do this then. And then it's like, well, yeah, that'd be great if those Immortals weren't existing. That's why Classic Zombie's always been better in this game. So much better at that. Hero gets so much done. It's going to be GG's. Classic is going to take this down. And he's going to take the opening game here. So Classic gets the opening map of this best of 5. Going to PvP his way to victory against Hero today in the Wardi TV Mondays for a rare non-Hero max packs Clem victory. Obviously no Clem playing today as well. Definitely helps you to get to this point. But yeah, let's see what we get as we get ready for game 2 in a few moments' time. Started up in a second. Three, two, one. Countdown is good, and we're going to go straight into this second game then. So, Hero. Classic game number 2 coming on in. That's doing a good job of kind of negating Hero's potential aggression that last game, shutting down the gateway and some of the potential, like I say, opportunity that Hero might have been looking to try and find. We had delay lines for this game number 2. Alright, in the bottom left-hand side, our blue Protoss player is going to be Hero. As in the upper right, our red Protoss is going to be Classic. Game 1, best of 5. Away we go. Sorry, game 2, best of 5. Away we go. And Classic has that 1-0 lead. Like I say, trying to become a rare Wardi TV Monday champion. It's so difficult to win this tournament series. In 34 editions, only 6 different players have won it. So, and that sounds like such a crazy stat. It really is a crazy stat. The dominance of the top guys this off-season has been truly astounding lately. It's fascinating to see, fascinating to witness. Something kind of special as well, like kind of reminds me of actually old school like Go for SC2s when like Nurture and Snoot would be just dominant in those events as well. They also won a undescribable amount of those events back then. Kind of crazy. Yo, BBB dude, thank you so much for the 49-month resub on the Prime. Wardi's my daily SC2 oxygen. Hell yeah. Love it. Thank you so much for the 49 months. Appreciate the support as always. You guys are sitting there on a Prime sub. Don't let it go to waste. Make use of it. Use it on the channel, and we'll help put it towards StarCraft 2 tournaments and prize pools in the future. just the Zealot and the couple probes moving about here. And let's just have ourselves the Stargate coming up. And a couple Stalkers coming about as well, so a lot getting set for the early moments for now. Get all of that underway. That one just drops down into place, and again, a couple of Stalkers coming through. Got that gateway down, so we are going to be seeing Classic trying to be aggressive, but obviously with the pylon found, how far can this aggression really go? Here on that fast expansion, and that's what Classic is trying to punish, is the two Stalkers going to go after the Stalker, but what about the Zealot? The Zealot just out there killing the freaking pylon. Going to put another pylon down. We turn one Stalker around onto that Zealot. Did we actually kill the Stalker? No, the Stalker got away as well, so I guess it doesn't matter too much, because obviously the gateway will still build without the pylon attached. It's only when you're kind of finished building that it will be depowered if there was no pylon still attached to it, so I guess that's kind of okay for Classic. Obviously a little supply block from it. Warp gate coming through. We're going to be on 4 gates here in the next few moments, and there's going to just be a full-on 4 gateway send. The Void Ray building from here as he gets ready to play defense. There's no ramp into the natural, so it's pretty much as undefended as you can be here. And obviously the more we poke about as Classic, the more you can kind of shave off some of that battery energy. Ideally, you need to get this Stalker count nice and high. Gets that Stalker quickly. No, he's going to walk right into the Stasis Ward. Tell you what, though, I don't know if there's actually enough units here from Hero to capitalize on that Stasis. Like Classic is still doing very well, just fighting this right now already. And yeah, like, it's going to buy you a bit of time as Hero, but Classic's still going to have more Stalkers showing up. Like, Hero needs units right now. He's still only on 1 gateway. His battery taking damage. Extra Stalkers showing up. I actually don't know if Classic's really terrified of this at all. Finish off that battery. The next battery does finish up. The Stalkers, as you can see, trying to get forward. Battery on the high ground going to be nice as well. Classic doesn't want to get over eager. Needs to pick his moment to commit very smartly. Second Void coming up. There's a point at which you can one-shot the Void Ray through batteries, and that's really the moment you want to try and step forward and really make it happen. Right now, just going to sit on the Nexus. Obviously, the next kind of time he's going to really fight into that army is likely going to be up the ramp from the natural into the main base. So next time he looks for that, has to be a little bit cautious. He will deny the Stasis Ward around the back as well, to stop Hero from trying to get a little bit tricksy with that, maybe trying to catch these Stalkers, go in the other direction. And Classic trying to let Hero just come down this ramp if he wants to. Just trying to let him make that mistake. He's like, yeah, you walk down here, you walk away from that battery, I will jump on you. Nexus goes down, so now Hero should not be looking to make that kind of a move. Classic again ready to expand back at home against what is now going to not just going to be Void Ray, it's going to be Immortals as well. The Robo facility starts up from Classic. We do have a sentry available. That's Force Field opportunity. Also, obviously, Hallucination opportunity as well. Hallucination going to peel away off over to the sides. Void Ray is going to activate. Stalker's gathering up. Robo facility, Zealot, sentry coming through. We had the battery on as well. For the moment. Continue to bring this into play as the Oracle activates, chases the probe. Couple Stalkers and the sentry gather up. We're just going to step forward again. Robo facility finishing soon. Gateway coming online. Twilight counts are still building up. As well as the Oracle comes over. Just going to activate a Stasis Ward into this mineral line probes. You see a few of those getting caught as the Oracle activates. A couple of probes going down. Sentries and Stalkers going about as well, pushing that Oracle back up that right-hand side. Boys are going to activate. We're going to get rid of a couple Stalkers straight away. So defensively here, Classic's in a little bit of trouble. He cannot really deal with these Void Rays at the moment. Starting to push it back. We're actually going to recall a bunch of units home to deal with this. As now, can we actually kill off these Void Rays at least? That would be kind of huge, right? The thing you're kind of missing, well, I actually did get that other one. The thing you're missing is Classic is just tech. And he's on his way to the Blink now, looking to utilize the fact that he's got a lot of Stalkers already. So he's on his way to his Blink now. But yeah, the issue is just the lack of tech, because otherwise this is an Immortal Void Ray army. Like, this gets powerful very quickly. We're going to lose one of the gateways over here. Army supplies even. And right now I would give the better army to Hero. It's a shame that that other Void Ray didn't get out, because 2 Void Rays still alive would be really incredible. Any power unit you have right now would be great for Hero, because he's going to commit. He's going to send this across the map, and this attack's going to hit before Blink is done. So it's going to really pack quite the punch. It's going to be quite painful. Destination keeps moving through. The Adept negotiating outward. So he's going to fight. You're going to see the first Void Ray going down already. Second Void Ray going down. The Immortal going to have to lift up. Okay, nice to get rid of a couple of the power units. Still got that Immortal to deal with, though. That's still going to be a danger here. Classic's army supply is down. He's going to start pulling pros, but he needs to get those up in front. Like I say, that Immortal is packing so much of a punch. Stalk's showing up as well. Battery about to finish. We can try and zone out the Prism and stop the Prism Micro from coming through. Prism takes one more volley. We really desperately need to get rid of the Prism or the Immortal or something, because right now it's providing way too much value. Classic steps forward. That Immortal very narrowly goes down. Now he stops target fire and hit the Prism. And it's going to go down now. We'll get rid of the Immortal. Now it's just Stalkers versus Stalkers. That should be the point where you begin to defend here as Classic, well and truly. Because now there's no Warpins here. So now you can stabilize. You're obviously on 2 bases versus the 1. And you're going to have Blink in the future too. In fact, Blink will finish as you're chasing these units down most likely. So you will be able to guarantee the kill on these. And I don't think there's another Immortal up or so to stop it. We're actually going to see Classic backing off. He's not quite sure about continuing the chase for that far. He doesn't know where reinforcements may be. So going to play it a little bit safe. As Classic just about pulls off the defense. Upper base means that the pressure is kind of on Hero to do something in round 2. But it's never going to be as easy as it was last time, because last time he had the, everything set up. This time we can obviously play with the Blink as well as Classic. That's one of the big deals. As trying to just get a Stalker for free. Again, having that Blink gives you so much more potential on the map at any point. I wonder if Hero can do anything creative to try and make up for the lack of Blink. Like maybe he just tries to get the Prism across initially and hits the base and tries to do some damage to the mineral line or so. Does feel like there should be some possibilities. That much is for sure. Is Classic doing the right thing of just looking around, looking for hits. He's going to see the Prism. He tries to Blink for it. Oh, nice force field to punish those Stalkers. Great force fields from Hero. Yeah, that's Classic being punished a little bit for what he was trying to do, which the whole point from Classic there... he wasn't even going to pull the probes. The whole point from Classic there really was the idea of, okay, if I get rid of the Prism, he can't warp in across the map. And we'll start a recall now. And he might still want to step forwards aggressively and try and just hit things. Again, the Prism is a big factor here. The problem is if you blink in, you take away your advantage of having Blink. Oh, he blinks back super early here. Force fields to try and keep the Immortal away. We do, of course, have the Prism Micro available to you, though. Blink coming off cooldown in a second or two. Back to the other side, just going to be seeing the Blink forward. Going to try for the Immortal. Oh, that's scary, because like I said, the Prism was still there. The sentries will be going down. Some more Zelds getting warped in. Now we Blink for the Prism. We'll get the Prism. We'll go for the Immortal as well. Again, without the Prism, you don't have reinforcements here, so this should go in Classic's favor, and he is going to sit up 2-0 in this best of 5. Classic is a map away from being a Wardi TV Monday champion. 1 map to go for him. Yo, what's up, Drexia808? Thank you so much for the 4-month resub on the Prime as well. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for supporting. On top of the bits you threw out earlier as well. Thank you so much. Going to Maganatha for this next map, guys. We will take just a second to get that up and rolling. When did Classic make the finals last time? Edition number 20 against Clem. I was just wondering how that series went for him. It was a 3-0. Okay, so Classic up 2-0. Like I say, a map away from winning this one. Ready, go, go. And 3, 2, 1. And the countdown shall start. Oh, and we'll get this underway. So game number 2. Classic and Hero. Hero wins this game. He gets the reverse sweep. I feel like he's done it before as well, right? Like, I feel like he's done it before. Hero's about to fall. Reverse sweep on the table. He's just so good that winning 3 games in PvP is very doable for him. And this game got very close, even though I felt like Classic had such a good starting point as well. It ended up being very close and very competitive. Much more so than I think a lot of people probably would have imagined with the way that it began. As to the top left, our blue Protoss player is going to be Hero. He is down 0-2 against the red Protoss player Classic in this finals. More cheese. Yeah, does Classic get aggressive again? I mean, he could, especially if he wants to try and expand quickly on a map with no ramp on the natural. You saw the power of that from Classic initially, definitely was there. It was definitely a pretty viable choice for his opening. It was not a mistake. Yeah, the opening was spot on. Trying to boost in the Nexus. Gateway's coming up. Simulators on the way in. Two gateways versus the single gateway. It's Classic that might be the one to try and expand this game or to play a bit more of the eco focus. So, yeah, maybe a little bit of a switch up from what we saw from that last game. Classic showing us that he's not just the aggressive player. He can also play into the macro side of things as well, perhaps. So, especially if Hero wants to be aggressive too, because it's not a guarantee that that's going to be the case. Epic's building, Jade's coming online, Zealot coming up. Just have ourselves the probe coming back over there, the pylon in the gateway, pylon in the Cybercore, sorry, coming online. And we have got the money to expand from Classic, obviously that's expected. Hero's going to go Sentry, suggest he probably wants to expand too. Going to build a Sentry this early, it's usually for information to make sure your expansion is going to be safe and you can adapt as next necessary against the builds of your opponent. Next is still building, Sentry about to complete, Warp Gate on the way. Stargate building from Hero currently is the Sentry. We'll get there, pick off that probe, and again the probe and the Sentry will come through as well. And just nibble straight through that pylon. It's just going to nip away at that for now. You're obviously going for the Stargate initially means that he will Stargate into the expand, but it gives him a bit more control and a bit more opportunity to kind of let things settle down for himself. So some options there as the Robo Facility comes up from Classic, the Gateway added on. So he's going to take us directly into that Robo Play once more and just head into Immortals, head into Power Units. Avoid the Blink for the moment. The Hallucination heads across. Gonna keep an eye on things. Again, that Oracle Corona boosting along. The Warp Gate building up. The the Twilight Council coming down. We actually see a Stargate from Classic. Cancels the Robo, builds his own Stargate based on what he's scouting? Fascinating. As the Sentry's here up against some hallucinated Stalkers. It's obviously difficult to know which ones are real, though. The Oracle coming across the map, too. Looks as though he's starting to figure it out. He actually started to target by the better Stalker there. I don't know if that was just by mistake or he was like, well, one of them has to be hallucinating. Maybe it's the one you're trying to hide a bit more. Stalker in position on the high ground is going to put damage onto the Oracle. It's going to force the warp into the main base. We do not get a kill there, and that's going to be a good defense initially from Classic. However, now, Hero is going to see the fact that this is a Stargate, so the Scout comes straight through. And I don't really know if I love what we're doing here, right? Because what we've essentially done as Classic is now you're going to put yourself on a later Stargate in Oracle. You're going to be behind on the Twilight Council. And so you're just going to be behind on tech. He still has a 5-worker lead. So he's just going to go Oracle into Twilight of his own. Just going to follow in Hero's footsteps with a better economy to go into it with. But he's already up against that Oracle, which is already kind of lingering around. 2 probes going down. I mean, can Classic make his own Oracle as effective? He's going to scatter around with this hallucination. Give him an idea of what is where. Sees the Stalker warping into the main base too. So there's not really an open gap. There's no battery, but, you know, I mean, I guess with no battery, there's always the possibility of skirting the edges and getting shot. Work onto some probes straight away. We get 1 probe already. Now that Oracle gets turned around. Okay, we're just gathering up. The Blink coming through. Nexus building as well. And yeah, a little cancel on the pylon right there as the probe's still getting chased out. 3 more Stalkers warping in on the natural, just going to be there, and that Oracle taking damage immediately. The Oracle taking a few more shots. Stalker still going to be pushing that Oracle out to the side. I think we'll be about to finish from Hero. So he's got that opportunity right now where it's just like he's got the better attack. I don't know if he was meant to walk headfirst into the stasis without blinking away. It's going to give you a bit of an opportunity here, right? As Classic, he drops some force fields and will force these Stalkers to blink back, cancels the pylon. Can he get the probe? No. So new pylon might be able to come through here soon. But still a little bit of a slowdown. We do have Blink finishing up for Classic shortly. The more he does to buy time right now, the better. The Stalkers do have Blink available. They didn't blink into the stasis, they walked in. So Blink was not on cooldown and trapped on cooldown. Oftentimes when you see Stalkers stasis, they're in a lot of trouble because they usually blink into the stasis, and then Blink does not regenerate while they're in that stasis ward. So that's not quite the usual case in that regard on that one. Let's see. Oh no, Classic! No, he just walked into a stasis. Oh my goodness. And now Hero just walks into the third base of Classic, and Classic's base advantage is going to disappear very quickly as he needs these Stalkers to get out of stasis. He gets a... Well, he loses the pylon power in his battery. That's pretty rough as well. Man, these Stalkers, they are going to be able to walk away, but now they get blinked on. Can we actually do enough here at all? We get rid of the Oracle. I mean, Classic is not doing terribly in terms of army supply overall. Obviously, we'll see how the reinforcements start looking. He's still ahead on workers and has been for a long time in this game. 3 more Stalkers warping in. The battery's back online. It's going to help you a lot if you've got enough units, and we are not in range of one-shotting here as Hero. Blink is awkward because some of the Stalkers were coming from the other side, so Classic will get a defense. My goodness, what an absolute show. That's a pretty messy PvP fight as well. We come blinking in as Hero again. Obviously, we've got defensive blinks plus the stasis, the batteries. The batteries are huge because they can, unless you're one-shotting Stalkers, the batteries are going to come into play. Now, initially, Hero had enough power to one-shot, so the batteries were not as impactful. But he lost that power, and once he lost that power a little bit, that made the difference. The Oracle's still here from Classic. Tries to set up another stasis. Well, I think Hero just saw it, so he's going to have to be cautious about moving forward now. Classic getting a lot more gateways on the way through. Oh, Hero, maybe he didn't see it. He blinks in, and that's exactly what you're looking for as Classic. Now you can capitalize, as you are going to be able to chase Hero a little bit, and then you can pull back and deal with those Stalkers, and this is what I'm talking about. Now those Stalkers will be on Blink cooldown because they blinked into that stasis. A lot more gateways finishing, so Classic's going to have a ton of Stalkers warping in to help out with this fight, because Hero's going to try and fight, but he ends up in another stasis, so as he tries to fight to protect his stasis Stalkers, the rest of the Stalkers get stasis warded as well, and Classic is not just going to win Wardi TV Mondays, but he's going to win it in style as he chases the Stalkers down, and Hero will go nowhere in this Game 3. Classic might want to pull back and just kill those Stalkers and stasis, because again, they blinked in, so they're on cooldown. That could have been an opportunity for Classic. I think he chased a bit too hard to the left. It actually worked for Hero, because Hero's able to free himself up on that right side and basically get out of there. We blink in again. I mean, at this point, there's just a difference in terms of production. There's just so much more available to be warped in from Classic at any point in time. Like, this is not a competition in that regard. And that is going to be GG's. Classic is going to take the 3-0 here. And he is going to win Wardi TV Mondays. So that's very exciting. It's not every day that someone that isn't Hero, Clem, or MaxPax wins Wardi TV Mondays. Today is one of them days. And it's not, Clem wasn't signed up, but like Hero and MaxPax was signed up. Classic coming through, looking good. GG's. Like I say, a rare non-Hero, Clem, MaxPax winner. That's crazy. Like I say, only 3 of the players have won this tournament in 34 editions that aren't Hero, Clem, and MaxPax. Classic will add his name to that list. And again, did it in style. Some kind of Clown Fiesta-y PvPs, but 3-0 is a bit of a statement as well, right? You can't knock a 3-0 scoreline. He was the better PvPer today, even if it was in amongst a whole lot of chaos along the way. That was a very fun PvP. That was a very fun PvP. That's 2 weeks in a row, by the way, that not MaxPax, Hero, and Clem have won too, because Bion won last week. I know you guys are probably sick of me talking about these things, but like, this is genuinely fascinating to me, because obviously, like, this just doesn't happen all the time. I mean, we haven't had I mean, the first 2 cups were Bion into Shin. Maybe every time Bion wins, someone that isn't MaxPax, Clem, or Hero wins, because Shin won week 2 when Bion won week 1. Interesting. Maybe there's some underlying patterns. Why is Cyril not showing up on Mondays? Too small a prize pool for Cyril to show up. He doesn't really care about tournaments this size. Guys, before you all leave, let me talk to you about the Wardi TV 2025 series. You can check this out with an exclamation mark 2025 in the Twitch or the YouTube chats. The Indiegogo I already forgot about Bion last week. No, I didn't. I didn't forget about Bion at all. I literally just said that it. I'm just saying it's the 7th time ever someone else has won. It's crazy, no? I know Bion won last week. It was wild. Anyways, no. Wardi TV 2025 series. I don't know why I got caught up there. The Indiegogo page is up. We have still got 30 days left to try and crowdfund these events together. Obviously, these events are still guaranteed, so this is not like these events won't happen. The important thing is that, you know, we're trying to crowdfund this prize pool. We're trying to make sure that these prize pools can be as strong as possible, attract the very best players, and give people a good reason to keep playing StarCraft 2. Indiegogo is a great place for information because there's a video here that really explains all my thoughts behind it. Our #1 priority really is on the players and doing the best by them and trying to make sure that this all goes into prize money. So do go check that all out, guys, if you want to check out the Indiegogo page. When do I plan to hold the Wardi TV 2025? So the Summer Championship will be happening in August. The European League will probably be happening June, July-ish still. Like, even with the craziness that's going on, we'll get that started and probably ended in August. Summer Championship in August, Korean Royale in September, the Fall Frenzy in October, and the 2025 Championship will be November/December. That's our current schedule of these events over the course of the rest of the year. We'll obviously have other Wardi TV events too. For example, Wardi TV May is going to be starting qualifiers tomorrow. That's literally what I'm going to go and set up right now as the stream comes to a close. So, yeah. TLDR, we're just trying to run a bunch of events, make the prize money great. All of your pledges on this crowdfunder go into the prize pool. Spread the word, keep the love coming. I know there's a lot of different crowdfunders and community, you know, people asking community for money right now and stuff, so I appreciate that not everyone can afford to support and so on, but if you can, check it out. We really appreciate it. And, yeah. What's up, Chris? Yeah, I saw your DM. I just forgot to reply. I will reply to you as I finish the stream. How about that? Alright, awesome. Yeah, any other questions? Anything you guys want to say? Because I'm done. We are done for the day. We'll be back tomorrow with the qualifiers for Wardi TV May. Tomorrow and Wednesday, I'll be doing some GSL replay casts Thursday, Friday. Saturday, Sunday, Wardi TV May group stages. Does that sound good to you guys? Hopefully it does. Alright, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you guys, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for more StarCraft 2. We're on a set of ads on the outro. Help support the channel. Thanks for watching.